Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. This Fan Sports Update is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Ohio State football is on bye this week before hosting Penn State November 1st at noon. Hear head coach Ryan Day's press conference next on The Fan. Buckeyes quarterback Julian Sand was named Sean Alexander Freshman of the Week after he threw for 393 yards and 4 touchdowns at Wisconsin. Ohio State men's basketball has landed the top player in Ohio from the class of 2026. 5-star forward Anthony Thompson at a Western Reserve Academy has committed to the Buckeyes, making him the program's highest-rated prospect since Jared Sullinger in 2010. NHL tonight, the 2-3 Columbus Blue Jackets visit the 3-2 Dallas Stars at 8. Coverage on The Fan starts at 7:30. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, here we go. Welcome aboard. Little Tap Dance Tuesday for you as we await the coach, Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, the loose cannon. Boys all dressed up, looking sharp. NBA season for Matty. He's not a Cavs fan. Now he's a Lakers fan.
It's my West Coast team. It's
yeah,
my West Coast team.
That's, you know? West Coast represent.
West Coast, baby. We in this thing. Where LeBron goes, I go. But yeah, you're right. The NBA season starts tonight. Games you're going to have games on NBC, Peacock,
NBC.
Amazon. So NBA's following kind of the NFL model where we're everywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, that'll tip off tonight. Cavs get it going tomorrow. So, much to look forward to. This is my favorite part of the sports calendar right here, right now, where everything is happening. Right. I do feel...
NBC. You got it. That's amazing that you got it. He gets some weird references. He is a...
I've played that one before.
So weird. No, never with me.
I don't think I've
never
heard that
on this
one
show.
I don't think
You're
I've
thinking
heard that
of your
one
time in St.
Oh
Louis
my
or
goodness,
something.
and I got something else to play.
Well,
This is a live feed of Ryan Day's weekly press conference, sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
Knowing we can pass all over them, knowing we're going to need to run the ball later in the year in bad weather. How do you balance that as a play caller?
Well, I think we look at what the opponent is, what the matchup is, what we see for tendencies, and then take what they're giving you. And based on the play call, there's design runs, there's design passes, and there's decisions that are made post-snap based on what the defense is giving us. So those are all things that put stress on defenses, and we'll put the game plan together each week based on what the opponent does well, what we do well, and then kind of go from there. But the big question is, do you have the ability to do all of the things you want to do? And obviously running and passing are the top two, so we've got to be able to do both of them.
Ryan, I have a very specific question about Tegra. Getting to know him a little bit, I don't know how many players you've coached who were born in the Congo, who came to this country without knowing English. Fascinating character study just in his career here. What I want to know is a little bit about his highs and lows here and that journey that he's been on to become a starter here. Didn't start great for him, he admits that. Why do you think he's been able to progress to the point that he's been able to succeed, learning the sport, developing who he is physically, and performing that way?
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of coaching a few players from Congo and very proud family that Tegra comes from, and very proud of their heritage and their culture. And you can see that the minute we walked in the home to do the recruiting visit, and he has a great support system at home, and I think that plays into his success. He understands what he wants to do with the game of football. I remember being in his recruiting visit, and he'd have the games kind of running on loop at the house where he'd be watching the Ohio State games, and so he liked football. I don't think football was a game that his family grew up with, and he's really done a good job since he's been here of growing each week, getting better. He certainly has the size and has the ability, and each year his football IQ is getting better and better, understanding the game. And so, like you said, everybody has their own journey along the way, and I think that his journey has been a story of somebody who each week is taking what he gets on the field, learning and growing and getting back to work. And he's a guy who shows up every day ready to work. I think the guys appreciate that part of him, and I still think his best football is ahead of him.
When you look at Julian, I know you don't come into the season with predetermined expectations, but would you ever imagine you'd be sitting here in the second off week and this is where he would be? And has that had to change the offensive game plan a little bit to let him do more halfway through the season?
I try not to have too many expectations. You're just not too sure how things are going to shake. I've learned that you try to plan the best you can, but you really just want to focus on one game at a time because you just don't know what is really going to happen. And weeks down the road, you try to predict some things. But I think each week he's grown more and more. He's built confidence, and I think his teammates believe in him now. And you can see he probably had his best game to date, at Wisconsin. So now he's got to grow from that and continue to build. So we're just halfway through the season, so we got a lot of football left. But the number one thing we got to do is continue to take care of the football, lead the team, command the game. We're now getting it into the stretch run of the season, and then obviously in the playoff football. So all of these games, all these decisions, everything we're doing is going to be at just ramped up and amped up at a higher level. So it's good to see him get some of these games under his belt as we make this run.
I know that PFF grades are not gospel or value really to you of any kind, but Tegra seems like he's been in a rough patch the last couple of weeks, and Josh has had those opportunities. How much consideration is there with the off date and ahead of Penn State to put Josh in there? Yeah,
well, we're looking at everything. We're looking at the stats, not only just coming off the last game, but of the first half of the season, and figure out, who and what gives us the best chance to win. So all things that we're evaluating. Most of the coaches were on the road yesterday, went through the film this morning and graded everything. We'll have our champions meeting today at 2:30 to go through the champions, give the guys the feedback on this game, but also on the first half of the season, the things they've done well, the things they need to improve on. And everybody's going to get that type of feedback, including Tegra. And we need to improve in those areas, that everybody has to work on. But we're going to evaluate everything and make sure we're doing what's right by the team.
What kind of building off that at running back? It seems like there's more guys getting into the mix there, and I know there's a balance of like how many guys you do want to play there. Carlos wants to play a lot of guys, but is this maybe the perfect time to maybe set a strict hierarchy of who should be getting what in the game, who should be involved, who shouldn't be involved, and is that part of the conversations that you guys want to have?
I think most of the guys are so young that I still don't think we're there yet. I still think that each game they play, they're learning more and more. They're watching themselves on film. They're growing. And so they still got to continue to get better. There's a lot to be learned about all of them. And when you watch them play in the games, you get more and more feedback, and that's it. So it's their job to take the feedback from the coaches and try to get better. But I've said before, we're going to need them all. I think they all bring different things to the table, but I don't think we're in a position where right now, we're going to make, like you said, a hierarchy. I think they all need to learn how to play in different areas and get better, and keep growing from there. I don't think we're there right now, as much as I'd like to say we are. But we'll take this bye week to continue to allow them to get better and keep evaluating it on a week-to-week basis, and then you don't know. I mean, maybe some guys start getting hot. That happens sometimes. They get into a rhythm of the game. There really weren't as many carries this past week because we're a little bit more in the RPO world. So some of the runs that were called ended up being throws. So that plays into it. But you also saw early in the season, I think both James and CJ had over 10 carries in the first game. So each game is a little bit different, and we'll keep evaluating it. But it was certainly a bright spot to see Isaiah with some of the runs that he made. I thought he made guys miss and ran hard.
More generally about the run game, you said after the game that you obviously had to study it. Where is the run game? I'm sure it's not where you want it to be. What have you been able to diagnose about what the issues are and how confident you are you can fix it?
Yeah, I don't think it's about fixing it as much as there was some breakdowns in terms of technique in the game. I won't really get into pointing fingers, but we got to be more consistent in terms of identifying who we're going to and then using the technique to block them. There were some really good runs in the game, but then there was a stretch there in the third quarter where it was like 4 runs that went for nothing. And on a couple of them, A couple of them we didn't identify right, but for the most part it was technique, and we abandoned our technique. That's really what it came down to. I don't think that there was an issue in terms of the running backs not reading the right hole. I think we always want to see the running backs make 4 yards for the team and then make some guys miss down the road and run physical and through contact. Some of that did happen in the game when you watch the film, to be fair. We want to see it every play, but what we can have is have guys running free in the backfield, and then we had that a couple times in the game. And that wasn't just one guy, but the guys will get the feedback on their grades and figure out where they need to get better and get the feedback today. But to me, it was more of a technique issue, and maybe it was a lack of focus in that moment. But either way, it's unacceptable.
Ryan, through 2 months of this season, assessing where the defense is and the way Matt Patricia's been able to impact him, what do you see as the biggest thing that he's done to sort of elevate the scheme, culture, just coordinator training people that know how that unit would be, losing starters? Just what do you see as, I guess, his biggest impact 2 months in?
Well, I think it's well documented when we went about trying to find a defensive coordinator and work with Tim Walton and the staff. We wanted to make sure we had the right guy that fit the room, because when you talk about Tim and McArary and James and Larry, you're talking about one of the best, in my opinion, the best defensive staff in the country. And we didn't want to just bring in somebody that was going to bring in their own guys. So that was the first thing. So I think chemistry is the first answer to your question. I think the chemistry with the coaches and the chemistry with the players has been excellent. I think the next thing is we wanted to find somebody who could use multiple fronts and multiple defenses to put our guys in a situation to be successful. We're not the same group of guys we were last year. As you know, we lost a lot of guys. We had to replace them. And I think Matt's background of using multiple fronts and multiple defenses to put guys in situations to be successful is probably the next thing that he's done well. And then I think the ability of our players to buy into the system and also build the guys around them. So what I mean by that is, although we lost a lot of guys like Caleb Davison, Sonny, Arvell, Caden Curry, these guys who have played a lot of football, KJ, they were able to take some of the new stuff and communicate it to the guys around them to build confidence so that they can go put it on the field for some guys that hadn't played a lot of football. So I think all of those combined is why you're seeing the success we've had in the first half of the season. But the first half of the season is just prep for the rest of the run. And so we all got to look back on the first half of the season here, figure out the things that we've done well, and then figure out where we may have tendencies. We always said that good offense and defenses have tendencies, but we got to make sure we're ahead of it and that we're not getting nailed down. So all things we're working on this week.
I know that you said it was on accident after the game, but what you saw that Carnell could do in the slot, and then what you saw from Quincy making a couple catches like he did, does that give you a little bit more question about maybe what you could do with a freshman who's starting to maybe come along a little bit your latest freshman year? Yeah,
I thought he handled that well, and the pivot he caught was a really nice route. Then he caught and ran it and made it I think it turned into an explosive play. We were much more explosive on offense. I think we had double digits explosive plays, and I think that was one of them. But it was good to see him. That was really his first big action in a conference game, and I don't think he flinched. I thought he handled it well and did a good job and graded out pretty well. So that's exciting, and I think Carnell and Jeremiah need some of that as the season goes on. It's a long season, and they need that depth. That's important. The team needs it. So. He and Milan, and hopefully we're going to get Bryson Rogers back this week. These guys can help because we need them.
Ryan, some former older players have talked about how bye-week practices sometimes are harder than normal because they want to stay sharp, but that was a pre-playoff era. I mean, how do you manage guys over the next week to 2 weeks?
Yeah, everyone's a little bit different. There's guys who have played a whole bunch of football who need maintenance, and there's some young guys that need a whole bunch of football and a whole bunch of reps. So. We'll use the formula that we've used in the past for the bye week, but try to, give everybody what they need. Some guys need to heal. Some guys need reps. Some guys need more fundamental work. Everybody's a little bit different. But I think it is good, for us on, Sunday and on Monday to get away. Don't think about football for a little while, come back, regroup, put Saturday's game to bed, And then we have, some really good practices this week on what we need to get done. So we know during the bye week is a good opportunity to take a step back. We always try to stay focused on the week at hand. This is a good time to take a step back and realize that we need to get certain things fixed, address some things, and then take a picture at the run that we're about to make and what we need to get done during the run, because once Sunday hits, it's right on to Penn State.
Coach, thank you.
All right, guys, thanks.
Listening to the Ryan Day press conference on the Fan.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
All right, the under crushes. That's the shortest presser of the year. You and I somewhat anticipated it. You never know what these bye weeks may bring.
Yeah.
For Coach Day, I didn't get the feeling like he had to blow out of town yet, right? And so there'll be some practicing and whatever. And then maybe at the end of the week, we'll get a chance to do his clerical work and his recruiting, whatever he needs to be doing. But this was when he was flowing about the offensive line. And you and I, just to let people in on this, so before the press conferences, Maddie and I discussed what will be discussed and what questions will be asked, what questions need to be asked. And I think we ranked it as running game number 1, which was a combo to the offensive line.
Yep.
Those questions were easily the entire presser.
Yeah,
mostly.
it was the bulk of it, yeah.
The other one we talked about was maybe
some special team stuff, punting, all that type of stuff.
How confident he is in his field goal kicker.
It's been a thing.
Yeah,
he's talked about it the last couple of weeks, but yeah, you're right. The meat and potatoes of the presser was no doubt the run game. And I know he said that he didn't want to really point at one guy or guys that haven't really been doing their part, but he kind of, I think, took me where I wanted to go when he said that it's not a thing where the running backs aren't reading it right. Mm-hmm. And so when you say that as a head coach, to me, that's saying, hey, the offensive line isn't doing their part up front. And so the right side of that offensive line, I know, has been maybe not a massive issue, but I think there's meat left on the bone with this run game. And so when you're asked about it 2-3 times in a presser, we're all seeing with our eyes that it could be better. And I think he feels that same way without wanting to call out guys specifically. But AR, when he said it's not a thing where the running back isn't reading the right hole, that tells me.
Every time, though, I thought he said maybe it's not that, but.
I'm just saying that line specifically was, to me, him saying it's more of an O-line thing than it is a running back issue right now.
Yeah, it's technique he kept going to, which is a nice way to say he's not blocking correctly or the assignment is wrong.
Yeah.
And I also, when I hear a coach say, we can't have the opponents living in the backfield, basically. I know that wasn't his exact quote, but guys running freely, I think, in their backfield.
That's an O-line thing.
That's an O-line thing.
Yes,
that's not a guy running into a defender accidentally.
Yeah.
So there was an interesting part about, because there was a little bit of the glaze on Tegra, let's get it.
There were lots of Tegra questions out there today.
There were, and it was whether Padillo is a better guy. I asked Jim Lachey yesterday on this program, does he have the best 5 out there? And I don't believe Jim gave a specific on that. I think he liked what they've got going with room for improvement, and that's what this bye week's going to be. This is part of the championship mindset. Mm-hmm. They just won a game 34-0, and most of the questions surrounded, how come you're not better here?
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think it's comical or someone just being negative. I really don't. I think it's judging them, how they judge themselves, I think is appropriate. It doesn't mean it's all, first of all, it's never going to be that way the entire press conference anyway. You're never going to dwell on what they didn't do right, but it makes, sometimes it can make a more interesting presser, because think of it this way. What is he most thinking of? I always went into a press conference years ago. Thank goodness don't have to anymore. I always went in.
I think we need to run that back, though.
No,
you'd be great.
What do you think he's thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we get our fill with Super Bowl Radio Row, asking guys questions. We have a lot of good reporters on. We get to put on our question hat most of the time. But my point is, when you go into a press conference, do you think Ryan Day is God, I hope they ask me how great Carnell Tate is today? He's really not. he certainly would welcome that question because he likes to speak glowingly about his players. What coach doesn't? But what's really on his mind is how he can make his team the best every week and where the weaknesses are. Any great coach, yes, the greatness is the greatness, and you hope it stays there. But what he's looking at, think about it from this point of view. The three of us are playing fantasy sports and just how wacky that is. Mm-hmm. You come in after a win in fantasy sports, and you and I do this every week pretty seriously. You come in every week saying, my team's great. My roster's awesome. Look at the depth I have. You come in and say, I'm a little weak here. Where can I strengthen my team? You do it, I do it. I came in this morning, and TLC's reprimanding me appropriately for, can we get the show mapped out first? When I'm saying, I just lost Mike Evans for the year. I have receiver depth, but my team just got weaker. How do I strengthen it? That's what he is thinking every minute of the day, outside of him talking to recruits and trying to do the future stuff. Yeah. So what happens is lead him where, I'm not saying he wants to go there, but it's in the forefront of his mind. And I'm glad it kind of went there because they have three, well, now with Isaiah West. Now, I take this with a grain of salt. That Wisconsin D is going to be worn down at the time that he's getting those around. They're just going to be. And so you have to balance that with fresh legs running back, talented guy versus a team that's been beat on for 3 quarters. Like you have to weigh that. But I'm kind of happy that it goes to the place where Ohio State is judging themselves on, can they be championship? Because what do we hear every week? He graded out a champion. He graded out a champion. The entire unit graded out a champion. Well, they can't all have done it. And so I think it's an important part of this equation for Ohio State to go back-to-back is, and this is a broader question, as I keep rambling, this is a broader question. Have they truly been tested? I mentioned this last week, or yesterday even. Have they truly been tested? We thought they were tested when they came out of the Texas game because they were tested mentally, and it was game 1, and there was a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and they won a big game, and it was 1 versus 2 and all that. But now that we've been 7 weeks in, what defense have they faced that we know this stands up?
To me, the Texas game still stands as a test because of its game 1. It's still, that is a roster, that being the Longhorns roster, that is really talented, right? So that's like, they're going to have guys that are going to get drafted probably in the first couple rounds off of that defense this year. It just hasn't come together for them for whatever reason after they left Columbus. But I still view that as a pretty strong test. Look, the test that we were looking at, one of them you already passed, the Illinois game. The Penn State test doesn't look as difficult as it did prior to the season kicking off, and the Michigan game will always be a tough test until they prove otherwise. I think the questions that are being asked for Coach Day right now about the offensive line, the running back room, the special team stuff, it kind of reminds me, like this Ohio State football team, I don't know if this is a great comparison, it's like a baseball team to where on the surface you see they've got the power hitters, right? They've got the home run hitters. You see they have a really good pitching staff, like a good starting staff. And to me, that would be the Ohio State defense. But they also could be, they're a baseball team that they make some errors, right? And maybe they have a couple guys coming out of the bullpen to where it gets a little dicey. And to me, for Ohio State right now, that is the run game and that's some of the special team stuff. And it has to be talked about because when we talk big picture and the teams you may see down the line, and when the game is tight and it's 24-21 and it's, hey, you got to flip the field with your punter, can you do it? Because that offense has to march all the way down the field to beat your defense. Like, those are the things that have to be talked about right now because it may come back to bite them in certain situations to where the talent evens out. There's nothing wrong with talking about it because I think, like you're saying, Coach Day is probably hammering these things home to his team. And I think when you are asked about these things as a coach, you can speak to your team through the media a little bit, right? Like those guys can hear some of the things the coaches are saying or the coach is saying about this unit or that player. So there's different ways to go about it, but you can hear in his voice. And when it's something that's asked about time and time again, it's an issue, even though I don't think any of us are looking at these issues and saying, well, that's what's going to hold them back from a national championship. They got to get it cleaned up. There's no doubt about it. But I'm not sitting here right now thinking that the ceiling is any lower for this squad because of some of the things right now that are popping up as some speed bumps.
maybe because of the way the nation is shaping up, that they are, from the eye test and from talent-wise, we know they're the tops. We do. I'm slowing my roll on how great they've looked throwing the football, how efficiently Julian Sain's been, how great the defense has been. Can you win with those two things? Of course you can. It's what's concerning to him, I think, and maybe concern's a wrong word. Maybe it's just in the forefront of his mind, is that he wants to be a physically tough football team when it counts the most.
When you got to have it.
And that's what we're talking about late in the year. And they're not truly a finesse team. They got guys that run hard and deliver hits. They do. But it's one of those things that if they're the number one team in the country, they probably have the 10th best rushing game in their own conference.
They do. Yards per touch right now.
Oh, what about yards per game?
They're yards per game. Okay. I don't know AR, but I know yards per touch. They are right around 9th or 10th.
Yeah, so it's not anything that is glaring. It's not like you walk down the street and talk to a Buckeye fan. Are you worried about your team?
Yeah, no.
Worried? No, they're not. No. It's because they're judging it against what they've seen and who they've played. Like, that's what's on his mind and that's why the evolution of a team. Last year's team was so special, and there's no other way to put it into words on what he was able to recreate, because there was so much pride and hurt and humbleness that came after the Michigan loss. And it shows one thing, because there were a lot of people last year that said his team was going to quit on him, or that he couldn't re-motivate them. Mm-hmm. And I kept saying, hey, as long as there's a game that they're supposed to play, I thought starting at home was key. Remember that conversation we had when Herbstreit said it's better off if they go on the road, because it'll refocus them and maybe they won't hear the noise in their own fan base as much? Because I think that's what he meant. It meant that they would get the blinders on a little more. And so I understood what he meant. But what it showed was that they weren't going to let a team, an SEC team, come up north in 20-some-odd degree weather in their own house, very Rudy-like, and push us around. And so they tapped into that. And then once the confidence came, the leadership was already there. And then that was the last team you wanted to see circling around and getting a second bite at everybody. But this team is the one he's growing from the ground up with the new quarterback and guys in different places. So I think he's okay with the evolution. Like, the fact that they're not fully formed is actually working for him, because he hasn't lost a game, and yet he has a lot of things he can focus on. That's not an easy thing for a coach. Sometimes to have we're perfect in our record, and we've just blasted teams, and yet there's stuff that won't be that. We won't have a lot of confidence in it if we go up against Alabama tomorrow or whatever, and he doesn't have to. So that's what he's thinking, and that's what we can talk about during the bye week, because there's no opponent this week. And so here we are. I brought up to you guys before the show that I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday, and he was like, it doesn't seem like there's that much the same excitement for Ohio State football this year. And I go, well, it's a long season, and B, you're measuring it against a championship, and you can't win a championship today. You can only be present. It kind of goes to the microwave society too, that no one can be present. Like, you can't enjoy things along the way, because it's just big picture stuff.
And what bubble you live in too, right? Everybody gets different information. It has different algorithms and all that. So it hits different for everybody depending on who your friends are, just the people you're around.
That's right.
And all that stuff too.
But once so he got to the top of the mountain, they planted the flag. Now the chance is to go back and do it again and repeat. Not many teams do. And in a 12-team playoff era, you're going to get more times than not now to repeat. The reason that a lot of teams maybe couldn't repeat is because it's so tough to be just those final two every year, back-to-back off your title. Now, most of the time, you can restock enough to be in the top 12 and get your shot after you've won one. So we'll see going forward if that happens for teams. But I said to him, you know what? I think last year was so special because of that run. And I'm not saying it didn't matter you didn't lose to Michigan, but at the end of the day, you got the championship and you were the last team standing, and that's the criteria. I think this year for a lot of people, and whether it's championship or bust or not, because you brought this up before the show, on whether in people's minds now this team is now championship or bust.
I'm curious. I'd love to throw a poll out there for Buckeye Nation. After 7 games and what you've seen from this team, is it now championship or bust for you as a fan?
So I'm going to tell you why this is important. Because before this season, I put out the poll for this show on what's this season more about for you as a Buckeye fan. Beating Michigan or repeating. Do you remember what the answer was? It was Michigan.
For sure. I get that. Michigan. And I was in the camp of you want 2 next.
Yeah.
You want to go back to back.
I think what happened is last year was so special that you can kind of brush away the Michigan thing. Because it was such an unprecedented run, and it was so special, and the teams you beat and the gauntlet you had to go through. Presumably this year they're going to get a bye, and maybe they'll even, dare I say it, be Big Ten champions. Something that, is something they definitely want to experience.
May have to say something.
Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But I do think that part of repeating this year is that most of Buckeye Nation has this little pit in their stomach still. If we win it all, great. It would be amazing. Mm-hmm. But the last thing they want is that hollow feeling of knowing that beating Michigan wasn't a part of it. It didn't have to happen so much last year because it happened in such a snap. Like, that's an amazing run they went on. It's like, you know what? You guys can yell all you want about not winning that game, but we won it all, and it was special, and it was special for those guys. And they'll be celebrated forever. But I think the last thing Buckeye Nation, a lot of people really want, and this is what I was getting at with my friend, was that I think what I'm getting at is they don't want to have another season where they could win it all with a red L on that commemorative football next to Michigan again. And until that wrong is righted, I don't feel they can solely sink their mind into the repeat completely. I think it has to happen for them. And I'm not saying they wouldn't be happy if they won it all. Yeah. But if you go there and lose again, you lose a 5th straight. So a lot of this is just in my mind when he asked the question, why is everybody so excited? And I told him why. I said, there's an elephant in the room. There still is.
Or a Wolverine.
And we can see it. And you can feel it.
Yeah.
And you can't.
It's real.
Boot them out tomorrow.
No question. It's real.
That's it.
And I think there's a lot of Buckeye fans that would be with your friend. My mind doesn't work that way, especially when it equates to winning the ultimate prize. We heard from Jack Sawyer this offseason and some other players, as you were alluding there. Like, I don't understand fans that think that way, but the history of this rivalry and how important it is, I get it. I totally understand that. And this team has a singular focus, I think, not only on that game, but every other opponent. And I think that's what's impressive about this year's team is that you had all that experience a year ago. And that was an expectation from them is that you guys are seasoned vets, right? You're supposed to handle your business the way that they did. And they did outside of that Oregon game week 1, and then they cleaned up the rest of the way outside of the Michigan game. But I think the mental focus of this year's team has been really impressive to me. Because I think when you lose a lot of experience, there's guys that just haven't been there. Like, I don't care if you've been in the building, you've been in the Body by Marati program, you've been practicing every day and doing those things. Like, you got to have time on task. And these guys have figured that out on the fly. And that, to me, is what I think they can fall back on along with some of these games that, hey, we going to halftime. We're not really blowing this team out, whether it's OU, whether it's Texas, some of these games to where they felt a little bit of punch back from the other team. Those are things that I like right now about this year's unit is the mental stuff that they can go back to and what they've learned in the muscle memory. I think they can rely on if they get into a game that is going to be a 4-quarter game. Maybe that's Penn State if they figure it out. Maybe it's Michigan, Indiana, who knows? But I think that's something that's a feather in their cap right now that I like is that they have felt some resistance in these games getting to 7-0.
Yeah, technically speaking, these teams are not in their category as far as talent, top to bottom. But it doesn't take away from that they've had to do it every week. And like you said, it's not like they were blowing teams out at halftime. And so I just feel like they've gone – if the only thing that's changed in my mind from the beginning of the season to now is, as I've said a million times on the show, Ohio State has now gone from could to should. I think they could win. I think they could repeat before the season when we were talking about they could. But I had a lot of question marks on whether they could really wrap themselves around a first-year starting quarterback and whether that guy could lead them the same way Will Howard led them in the playoff. That's yet to be seen, by the way. But we're seeing all signs that he will.
Seeing his growth, it's happening right before our eyes.
But they have become the overwhelming favorite.
Mm-hmm.
The good news for them is that nobody over there is really talking about it. There may be one guy that will play at the top of the hour that's alluding to it, but I don't think anyone's, because we are 7 weeks into a long season. So I think it'd be foolish if, you could ask it. You could ask any of the players. So you guys are the overwhelming favorite to win it all. Do you feel like a championship team? And I would think they know, they'll say all the right cliches, long season, and they'd be right to say it. But they have gone from could to should. There were a lot of teams before the season that have fallen off. I had a screenshot on my phone of our guy Bruce Feldman did his bracket predictor before the season. And I screenshotted it.
What other screenshots you got over there? Well, can I see? What you got over there, big dog?
These are the ones that don't disappear. That's too bad. And it was Texas and Penn State and Clemson. And it was just
this was prior to the season?
Yeah,
okay.
And they were all getting buys.
Yeah.
They were all top 4. And I'm not going to fault him. Everybody thought. So this thing Ohio State has actually been the one team that you truly could hang your hat on so far this year. Because while we talked about, we didn't talk about Indiana. Obviously, we thought maybe, but that was a tough follow-up. A&M, Bama had the first loss in the beginning. They were out of your minds. Georgia's not a juggernaut. Oregon's now lost at home to Indiana. Georgia Tech, Ole Miss, the Miami team that was so physical and thought you could ragdoll teams, they lose to Louisville at home. And so
still a good team for me. They got caught.
It might
still a good
work
squad
for them.
Yeah.
Because last year, I said this for the Oregon thing, and Ohio State was just a locomotive. They weren't going to they just weren't going to be stopped. And when Oregon didn't have their best receiver who beat Ohio State, kind of torched him in the first game. He was out, and no one gave a reason why. He was out for a while.
Weird.
My point is that Oregon had one thing going for them and one thing really bad. If they were going to win it all, they had to win them all. That's a very difficult thing to do in a long season.
Running the table, yeah.
So a loss, you spin it any way you need to spin it, right? Mm-hmm. The loss is either going to humble us and sharpen us and help us, or staying undefeated gives us an edge that we know we can win any type of game. And so back to the very beginning, if we circle all the way back, I don't think Ryan Day truly knows whether his team can win any kind of game right now.
I agree with that.
And that's kind of where I think the line of questioning was today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was fairly appropriate without him calling out guys. But over the bye week, and like I said, he may not know this truly until Michigan.
Yes, and I think one of the beauties of this year's team, while we can sit here and say, what does Julian look like in a big-time moment when you got to have it? What's up with the run game?
Pretty good in Texas, though.
He was.
Yeah,
Can you consistently throw people out of the club if need be? They can always rely on this defense, and that can protect the offensive unit. It can protect it can protect everybody when you have that dominant of a unit. And this year's defense reminds me of that kind of 2 to 3 year window Kirby had of Georgia, where he's rolling through Jalen Carter and all those guys. Like, this defense has that type of bite to me, and that just provides the safest floor for anybody, because the other team we're going up against probably isn't getting past 17 to 20 points. And that can bail out other deficiencies on your team. And I think Ohio State is always going to have that if they stay healthy. But that's just what you're looking for, is you got to have all 3 phases of the game. Because in a potential Big Ten championship game where you're going to have a quarterback that sees and a head coach that's not scared of anybody, and a team that's not going to be scared of Ohio State because of the confidence he infuses in them, and some of that talent balances out, these are the things that you don't want to be talking about is, hey, we saw it all year. And when they had to line up to potentially ice a game against an Indiana or somebody else in a 4th and 2, they couldn't do it. Or when the punter goes out there, he shanks a punt and gives a team good field position. That's why you have to talk about these things. And as we know, that's why you got to work on them day in and day out.
They've checked a lot of boxes for a lot of people in how they've won this year, because the goal line stand against Texas, winning a low-scoring game, defending Arch Manning, who was having an average game, but at the end he had the ball with a chance. So they've been in that kind of pressure cooker. They've been in a halftime game with a little state rival with OU where they come out and hit that bomb, and now all of a sudden it's a 4-point game, and now they got to put their foot down on the pedal again. At Washington, where you're facing a true dual-threat quarterback, and you pen him in really nicely. However, their coach probably outthinks it a little bit and takes the ball out of his hands inside the 15-yard line.
Halftime of that game, 7-3.
Absolutely. At Illinois, who comes off the embarrassment of Indiana, gets some of their secondary back they didn't have in that game. They knew that this was the last stand. If we're going to be anything, this is the game we've got to get. Yeah. And Ohio State certainly was in a 10-point game, even though it felt like a 20-point game. But they were in a 2-score game in the second half. Wisconsin, that one was maybe the most easiest to predict, and I'm not saying that from a result standpoint, but I remember the show we just did because it was Friday. I don't remember that much, but I remember Friday, and the reason that we predicted the way we did was knowing what we knew about both teams going in, but it was the way Wisconsin showed up against Iowa, a rival. They weren't peeking ahead to Ohio State. They didn't get tripped up by a bad team because they didn't show up. They just got wrecked, and
they just didn't have the dudes.
And they don't have and they're on a third-string quarterback.
They just didn't have it.
And now coming out of the bye week, you'll have Penn State, who's had a chance to find out if they have anything left for an interim coach with a backup quarterback. So we truly may not know what kind of team Ohio State has until the time we need to know and the time Ryan Day needs to know. He mentioned today, which was cool, because you rarely hear a guy in his position, even though he knows it's true, actually say the word playoff. And he said it today because he's confident.
He knows
where they are.
And he's got to be.
Like he said, we've got to be, because he was asked, because our boy Adam King was trying to get out of him a little bit on the expectation and plan for Julian and how much that may have changed. And he kind of came back to, we need him to lead the team. We need him to take care of the football because we're going to be playing playoff football. He said it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in his mind of how he's building this team.
I think you can acknowledge those things publicly and still have the same motivation as a coach and a player to know that, hey, that's in our future, but we got to work to do it. And you got to stay locked in every single day, because if not, you're going to get caught slipping by somebody. And if it's a team that's got talent the way that a Penn State roster has talent, like you can't take that game for granted. They're down and out for sure, right? Ohio State, no doubt, should win that game, especially now that Drew Aller's out of the mix. But that's not a roster that's lacking talent. So it's just about from the neck up the rest of the way. And in that Michigan game, we know what time it is with that.
Like I said, we're talking about a 7-0 football team that's the overwhelming number one team voted in America, the overwhelming Las Vegas bet to repeat and win it all. And yet, so when that happens, you start measuring them against themselves, not others, not yet. We will when the opponents get to top 10 or Michigan, or they get to the playoff and all that. Then you can actually do matchups. But I think that's kind of where we're going. That's why the questions are, running game doesn't seem to be where you want it. Punting game doesn't seem like where you want it.
Yeah.
Field goal kicking is okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's all right.
Can you really count on it? How much work do you need to get him in pressure moments? How much can you simulate that? And so this is where we are.
Yep.
Ohio State football.
You two are the best in the business.
Oh, man. That's a drop. Let's just cut that and play that all the time.
Here, all right. Let's make sure no one's interrupting me. I'm recording the audio.
I think it has to be natural.
Okay.
They won't know in the future. Go ahead.
You two are the best in the business. All right. You guys let it breathe, so we're good. No one interrupted.
Thank you. I think he's still stumping for those Employee of the Month votes. I think that's where we're going with this. All right. Our Buckeye podcast will continue when we come back, but we'll do Fool's Paradise next. How did we do in fantasy? Where are we in the league? And who is the guy to grab this week? Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
At High Bank Distillery, they believe every pour should tell a story. Their Whiskey War spirits tell the story of prohibition in every sip and was awarded the best blended whiskey in America 3 years running. Enjoy High Bank's nationally recognized spirits distilled right here in Ohio. Drink the best. Forget the rest. Learn more at highbankdistillery.com.
This is Ryan Krieger, and at Krieger Ford, we know life's busy. Let us handle your car care. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or have our technicians come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app, available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app, free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
5 words no one wants to hear? You need a new roof. What do? Who do you call? How are you going to pay for it? Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and these are all questions that run through people's minds when they hear those 5 words. But if you pick up the phone and call Victor's Home Solutions, your new roof will be the easiest, most hassle-free home improvement project you'll ever do. Victor's has thousands of 5-star ratings for both customer service and high-quality installation. Plus, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. And since no one wants to pay these high interest rates for a limited time, Victor's is offering 5-year no-interest financing with minimum monthly payments for qualified buyers. So if you need a new roof, don't stress. Victor's Home Solutions has your back. It starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. It assesses the exact condition of your roof and what needs to be done next. Set up your inspection today. 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS or online at victors.com.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey guys, it's Bobby Carpenter here. Are you feeling low energy, trouble focusing, less interest in the things you used to enjoy? How about this? Less strength. It could be low testosterone. Affinity Whole Health is offering free labs to check your testosterone levels. These labs, they're normally $99, but in the month of October, they are free. Sign up now at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Learn why I and thousands of other men trust the experts at Affinity Whole Health. Go to feelgreatcolumbus.com and feel like yourself again.
Love football, love wings. Put those bad boys together and you get Austin and Vern live at Roosters.
Presented by Bryant Heating and Cooling.
Large amounts of football and all the donkey sauce you can handle. Mondays on the Fans YouTube channel. It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, the Fan. Let's scratch that fantasy football itch. It's Rothman and Ice's Fool's Paradise.
Sponsored by Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
All right, let's do a little fantasy fan league check here. It's weird because all the top teams are winning. we're not getting a lot of help as far as the league goes from the basement dwellers. All right, you are in third. I am in fifth.
Okay.
5 and 2, 4 and 3.
Yeah, our former producer CB, he is sandwiched between the two of us right now. Both
That's
you
right.
guys at 4 and 3. So yeah, doing some all right work right now. Team's hurting a little bit right now. AR.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels dealing with a hammy. So I don't know how long he's going to be out again. This would be his second time missing time if he does have to miss this game, and so. Just the quarterback market is a little murky right now, as it should be at this point in time. Bye weeks are rolling, so some of the waiver wire guys that are out there, like, I don't know.
Is Jackson Dart out there?
In our league, is Jackson Dart available? AR,
I think you'd take the good with the bad. Obviously, you'd want, on a streaming situation.
Yeah.
Bo Nix would be the guy, but usually he's been drafted. But in our league, you have to drop people because we only have, it's a 10-team league, and there's no IR positions, so.
He is available in our league. What you like is prior to the game against Denver this past week where he had only 5 rushing attempts and 11 yards. He did have a rushing TD, however, so you'll take that all day and tomorrow. The week before he had 13. Week prior to that, he had 7. So he's a guy that can help you out there, which is always the valuable stuff that you're looking for. I mean, if you want to take the bait on the Flacco thing, I'm not going to knock anybody. Like, they may be finding themselves in some shootouts, right? We saw that high-scoring game this past week against, TLC Steelers. And so with those weapons and his arm, if you need a backup quarterback, I would not be mad at all throwing Flacco in there for a week to see what he's got with Chase and Higgins.
Yeah, listen, we're talking about fantasy and rosters that are yours and mine, so it's hard to know what people have. I do think it's fun to go back and look. Like the it guy this year, Chase Brown did bounce back in that game against the Steelers, so people that drafted him highly were happy about that. But the people that did the dart throw that they thought that the Patriots were going to use Travion Henderson a lot more.
Yeah.
They're suffering right now. And I don't know whether it's because Ramondre has been good and that's the reason.
He's been okay. I mean, Ramondre Stevenson right now, 3.6 a pop. Same could be said, unfortunately, for Travion. Both Ramondre Stevenson, and Travion Henderson, 3.6 a carry. The carries right now for the New England Patriots, 69 to Ramondre Stevenson. Drake May has 44. Travion has 43. And then you got Antonio Gibson that racked up 25, but I believe he's injured. But between Stevenson and May, that's what's hurting him. You got a running quarterback in front of you, right? And a guy that is dangerous, and he can help you there. Drake May's having a heck of a season. So the at-bats are clearly limited right now for Travion. I thought there would be a lot more. I was wrong about this, especially after the preseason that he had. And so I know there were some people that were reaching for him, but you just can't have Travion in your lineup right now where he's averaging 3.6 and only 22 yards per game on the ground.
The guy who's become a fringe running back number 1, oddly, is Barkley. And I had him last year, and he was great because he hit a lot of home runs. But he's getting stuffed at the line a decent amount of time, and he's going to get touches, but it just doesn't feel like he's living up to what maybe people thought. Who else has been a little bit quiet for me? Well, he's probably the main one at this point.
I'll mention some waiver wire wide receivers I think you guys should keep an eye on. I think Tez Johnson for Tampa Bay, especially now with this unfortunate Mike Evans injury where he's got a collarbone that may sideline him.
Godwin, you don't know.
Season. Godwin, we mentioned the Patriots. They are Kayshon Boutte from LSU. He's starting to wake up a little bit. There's something there with he and Drake May. They've got some chemistry going. So I would look at Tez Johnson and Kayshon Boutte for the New England Patriots as some potential waiver wire wide receiver dudes to pick up.
Yeah, Kayshon is one of those just ride the hot hand and know that you're going to have some clunkers.
Yeah.
And so who knows whether you're going to hit with him, but I think he's on the list for sure. I mentioned Christian Watson as a stash a couple of weeks ago because Dontavian Wicks aggravated his injury, and Golden is still kind of
It's just a lot of guys. They are. It just feels crowded to me. That's why I think sometimes in sports, depth can be a bad thing, right? Because I think it can avoid or hold back guys from their potential, maybe even hold your offense back from being what it can really be. And so I know they had that injury to Jaden Reed right out of the gate. So I like Christian Watson, and they've invested in him financially. And so clearly they have a plan for him because they put some money in his pocket. So, yeah, he's a home run hitter. I love his skill set. He's just not out there on the field a lot.
Well, once he is, I think he could be a top 2 guy. The worry for me would be Jordan Love. And he's got one game. I'm looking at stats right here. Love has one game over 31 pass attempts. So 4 games, he's in that 22 to 29 range.
Yep.
And the Packers are obviously good on both sides of the ball, and they got great running backs. So they don't really need Jordan Love to do a ton.
No, they don't. I mean, Josh Jacobs is having a solid year. He's racking up touchdowns left and right. And so with Josh Jacobs already at 8 touchdowns, like you said, they got a defense that'll keep him in it. They can squeeze the game with their rushing attack. And their leading receivers, Tucker Kraft, right? So the wide receiver stuff is just hard to figure out. Unless you have to do it, I don't know if I'd have any confidence with any receiver for Green Bay every single week in my fantasy lineup right now.
Monangai, Bam Knight, Woody Marks. These are all guys running back you should be checking out on your waiver wire.
Monangai for the Bears, right?
That's right.
Yep.
Season high in touches.
Former Rutgers Scarlet Knight.
Good player.
Yeah, he is.
All right, we're going to come back top of the hour, and a Buckeye star offers up some championship potential. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 10/31. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall from my friends at Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. 2 years ago, I was actually experiencing hip pain for the first time in my life, and I knew I needed the best. So I chose Orthopedic One for my physical therapy needs. And in a matter of weeks, I was rotating that golf swing better than before, and I was the longest hitter in my group again. So be like me and trust Orthopedic One and stay at the top of your game. Several convenient locations across Central Ohio. To find a physician or location near you, just go to orthopedic1.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Fox tonight. It's a night of murder and mystery. First, a new case unfolds on murder in a small town.
What do we got?
Looks like a body dump gone wrong.
That could be our crime scene.
Then, on an all-new dock,
Did something happen?
tensions rise and secrets emerge.
Your father filed an HR complaint against Dr. Lars. And a week later, he was gone. Something's not adding up. You open the door. I need to know what's on the other side.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio, but stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
All the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Hi, this is Max with Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Winter will be here before you know it, and that means it's time to get your heating and plumbing systems maintained. Our True Comfort membership is designed to keep things in tip-top shape. Thank you for letting us keep your home comfortable and plumbing worry-free. And when you need us,
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Give the gift everyone wants. Fun in your own game room. Billiards Plus has gifts for everyone. Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, card tables, grills, and more. With professional delivery and installation, you'll beat the last-minute scramble. Reserve yours now. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
1877 Cars for Kids.
1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877-CARS for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Ohio State men's hoops has landed the top player in Ohio from the class of 2026. Five-star forward Anthony Thompson out of Western Reserve Academy is committed to the Buckeyes, making him the program's first five-star recruit since D'Angelo Russell in 2014. NHL Blue Jackets travel to the Stars at 8. Coverage on the Fan starts at 7:30. In baseball, the World Series is set, with the Blue Jays hosting the Dodgers in Game 1 Friday at 8. Toronto win the Fall Classic for the first time since 1993, while LA seeks to be the first team since the 1998-99 Yankees to win back-to-back World Series titles. The NBA begins tonight as the Rockets visit the reigning champion Thunder at 7:30, followed by the Warriors at the Lakers at 10. NFL defensive end Brandon Graham is coming out of retirement for his 16th season with the Eagles. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Matty was a big Browns fan. Scratch that, we mean he's a big fan of the former Browns. Oh, yeah. The Baltimore Ravens. This is Rothman and Ice.
Hour number 2, we'll have Tyvis Powell on at 1:30. Breaking down the Brownies and the big win. There were Brownie fans that were trying to give their tickets away on Sunday. They didn't want to go up there and sit in that weather. And
it's the Dolphins, you know? It's like, hey, what do I really want to go see?
A win?
No, but I would think that way too. It's like the weather is bad and it's the Miami Dolphins. You know,
you think that would have made a difference?
I'd rather stay at home. That's just how I would think.
Because my mind goes to, do I want to sit in that and watch them lose?
Well, AR,
that's the double
whammy. You would
whammy.
never be sitting in that. You would be up in a suite somewhere, so you would never have to deal with elements or a poncho or anything that.
Got the poncho packed for B-Town this weekend. Supposed to rain.
Going to see old Nico, huh? Yeah. Coming in with a little win streak.
I'm not going to see Nico. Going to see Fernando.
They UCLA's won 3 in a row.
They're on a little bit of a heater.
Let me see where they're at, because got to give credit to them. I thought they were dead.
Got the interim bump.
They have won 3 games in a row. They beat Penn State, Sparty, and Maryland, and now they get the second best team in the country.
The thought this week about Big Noon in the Indiana game became, once Indiana beat Michigan State, I felt it was a lock. Even if UCLA would have lost to Maryland, I think that all eyes are on, well, who is this little Indiana team? Let's do the Big Noon kickoff there. The other game that they had to choose from would have been Michigan State. And it's got no juice. There's nothing there.
No.
Maybe Michigan, certainly it's a rival, but that's probably what they were choosing between, correct? There was no other.
Without looking at it,
kind of hoping Indiana was going to get kicked to a night game, but it would have been Michigan State is the night game. So they would have just swapped. If Big Noon kickoff would have picked them.
USC and Nebraska both lost. Had they both won, they both would have been ranked. They'd been different. I don't know.
Illinois, Washington, UCLA, Indiana. This is your Big Ten slate for this week. UCLA, Indiana, Northwestern, Nebraska, Rutgers, Purdue, Illinois, Washington, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Oregon, Michigan State. So if you're Fox, if you're Big Noon kickoff, their minds had to be, do we want the rival? Do we want Michigan going to East Lansing? Or do we want Indiana?
And they can package up the whole Nico story again and how well he's playing they're playing. So there's a little momentum from the TV side that you can kind of sell, and I'm using air quotes here. They're not moving the needle that much, but, that's just that's what you got to deal with. But Indiana is...
You're right. Would they have picked that game if UCLA was 1-6?
Over Sparty and Michigan?
Would they still, with Indiana being number 2, would they have done that?
I think they would lean towards Indiana right now in that story. I think that still sells better than
I agree.
The Michigan teams getting after each other right now. I think you can
do more with it.
Yeah.
Signetti.
For sure.
There's appeal there, him getting the extension again, and the fact that Indiana has a number 2 in front of their name in
really
football.
wild.
It's bizarro world. But back to your original point, I will be prepared for weather.
Good. And I think, too, just locking in on what you just said about just really wrapping our minds around seeing a number 2 next to Indiana in football, I think it's speaking to, obviously they got a good coach, but it's the portal, right? It's how you can kind of fast track things.
That's right. When
you can bring in solid players from James Madison, as he did, but also hit on the most important position, it looks like 2 years in a row, with Rourke and Mendoza. And I think that's what the portal, that's one of the positives, I think, of the portal, is that you can have programs like an Indy, like a Vandy, that can grab guys like a Diago Piava for Vandy, and then you can have Mendoza's and Curtis Rourke's of the world, and here you are in a 1.5-year window for Indiana, and you're the second best team in the country right now.
Yeah. So you nailed it. Indiana has 23 portal additions for this year, I think. And Fernando Mendoza was just the high riser. Yeah. And he arrived during the December portal cycle, eventually signed, I think, in January. And Cignetti became kind of proactive in finding and locking in talent once the spring session came. It's one of those things because now the portal change is going to happen. There's only going to be one window.
Which is good, I think.
So it'll move the shift. I don't think Cignetti likes it.
He didn't like that?
No, I don't think he did. It shifts it from January 2nd to the 16th, effective in 2026. And I think he wishes there was a spring portal still.
It did.
Because that was beneficial for him and IU.
Okay. It didn't feel right to me when we had, like, I'll use Bo Pribula as the example. He was Penn State's backup quarterback last year. And as they were gearing up for the playoff, he says, I'm out. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm leaving. Like, we didn't need the transfer portal there right before the season ended. So I like that they've shifted this thing and pushed it down the line just a little bit. But I'm sure coach for coach, program for program, there's likes and dislikes to be had on both sides. Me as just a fan, I'm here for it. I always just thought one made more sense than having two, and especially having two and before the season was even over.
What you've brought up is real, though, as far as, because we looked at this as far as whether Cignetti would go to Penn State. Penn State's a heck of a brand. Like, that is a big branded football team.
Yeah, no doubt.
And years past, when you were dealing with computers and a BCS model, and even when in the 4-team playoff era, you had to run the table. You had to make sure you had a win in there somewhere that made sense to a committee. And there was thought that you'd have to leave in Indiana if you were a coach that wanted to play for a title, because you weren't going to win a lot of the tiebreakers, which is brand.
Yep.
And so while Penn State could play nobody, they could still get, because look what happened before the season started. Penn State was given a preseason ranking of number 2 in the country by the AP. And even after, I don't even know, they played nobody in their first few weeks, they were still above an LSU team that walked into Clemson and beat them. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about my number 4 Clemson. It was the AP's number 4. So why in the world would they still be, Penn State be ranked above them at that time? It really didn't make any sense when you're beating Nevada, FIU, and Villanova. So, but they were still getting the benefit of the doubt is my point. Yeah. If Indiana were ranked, I don't know, 18th or whatever, and they had a schedule of Nevada, FIU, and Villanova, they would need a ton of teams to lose ahead of them to get the perception bump.
They wouldn't get the benefit of the doubt.
They would not get the benefit of the doubt. I don't care how badly they beat them. And so now in this era, you have a chance to compete for championships at non-traditional football powers, and these coaches are getting paid. And that's why I love what Indiana did. This is a really small sample size with Cignetti. You said it. A lot of his guys transferred in from JMU. He had an instant culture in his first year because all those players knew him and played for him, a lot of them. So he had a core culture already built. So he had a head start. And so moving forward, Indiana's not going to be Ohio State. They can't get 4- and 5-star guys every single year. I don't know. Maybe if there's enough success, the money will continue to follow. And then people say, you know what? Bloomington's a pretty fun place, and we can compete for championships there. I'm not just picking money over titles. because a lot of these guys want both if they can get it, and they used to maybe have to make the choice. Do I want to take the NIL deal at a lesser school where I probably won't compete for a lot of great things, or do I want to go for the tradition and the chance to be at a strong program? Now, with teams like Indiana stepping up, you can have both. And I think that's why there was a appeal for him to stay. Obviously, the money was big. And would Penn State have beaten the Indiana deal if he asked for it?
It would have been close, right?
Probably.
Yeah, it would have been really close.
Right.
Yeah.
How much more can you? How many yachts can you ski behind? 12 million or 11? Like, what's he going to do? Yeah. So, but it's cool that they wanted to pay a football coach that much, and he didn't feel compelled to say, "I've got one more run in me as a coach to try to win a title. I can't do it here."
Yeah, you got to respect guys that. Like sometimes in sports, we talk about athletes that, quote, take a little less money, right? Or players or a coach that sees it through, stays the course, right? Like I think of like a guy like, Devin Booker for the Phoenix Suns. He's been there forever. And he talks adamantly about, hey, I want to stay here and try to help Phoenix get over the top, right? He could easily demand a trade, especially in the NBA. We know how much power those guys have. So I respect the heck out of Cignetti because that pull and appeal from a brand like Penn State when you are a coach – that has to weigh on you just a little bit, but he believes in, obviously, what he can do. I believe he believes in the backing that he'll get from the higher-ups, especially financially, because that's what they're going to need, right? That's what they're going to need to keep up with the big dogs. And so I love these type of stories because the big branded teams will always be in the mix. But every once in a while, you're going to have a program build into something special right before our eyes, and I think that's what's happening with Indiana. We got a long way to go for them consistently, I think, to be here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is just who they're going to be. But I love that Kirk Cignetti is saying, no, I'm good. I'm good. Now, the money helps, right? It's kind of like the old Myles Garrett thing. Like, okay, what made him change his mind? Well, here's $40 million a year. And so for Cignetti getting, 11 and a half a year, that's not chump change, as we all know. And so, yeah, I mean, look, Ohio State got 60 first-place votes in the latest AP poll. Indiana got 6.
Well,
6 of them.
And now let me take it another level. Tell me what the coaches did.
The coaches were 65 straight for Ohio State.
That's right.
Indiana got none.
0.
So on the coaches' side,
that's right.
They're like, okay, they're really good.
To see it until they truly believe that they would be able to stay on a football field with Ohio State for 4 quarters.
Now, what helped Indiana, some of that perception is, you go into Eugene and do what you did?
Should.
That's what you got to do.
That was real.
That was absolutely real. They're a legit team, and I don't think they're going to be scared of anybody. I really don't, because they have a quarterback I think that they truly believe in.
They just lost a D-end for the year.
That's a big deal.
It is.
But I still think when you have Mendoza week in and week out, that guy leading the charge, that goes a long, long way for a team and their confidence.
It goes a long way because Indiana's never truly been complimentary. They've had Penix. They've had offenses. They've had teams that could put up points. They've had teams that would give up just as many or more.
Right.
And now they actually can get some teams off the field.
Yep.
They're playing physical football. It's not anything they've ever been about or they've been able to do. The other thing I would ask you guys both this. If Cignetti would have left and said, I'm a PA native, Penn State as I was a kid was the school, whatever, how much would we have faulted him? For not sticking it out.
If that was
promising these kids.
If that was his reasoning, right? If he came out and said the things that you said about Penn State, and if he framed it in a similar way, I try not to knock people for chasing their dream when it's there. Like if that was a dream for him,
if you believe it.
If he said, I've always wanted to coach at Penn State, I couldn't knock him for grabbing a hold of that job when it's available. That would be my stance.
It would have been weird for me, for a lot of people. He probably would have said, I never in my wildest dreams thought that job was going to be open at this time. Timing is not great, but I would have a lot of regret if I was offered that job and didn't take it. You're right. We probably wouldn't. And the small sample of what he did in Indiana, it would have stunk. This is great for college football, to your point, that he decided to stick it out for all these guys. College kids can come and go now as well. Everyone's got the revolving door if they want it. But I can't imagine him trying to get that program off the ground, signing the extension he did in the offseason. Penn State opens, and he's like, I got to get out of here. I got to go there. But it wouldn't have shocked us. That's for sure.
No, and now his commitment to the program is, I think, only going to help with recruiting. Yeah. Because now these guys know he ain't going anywhere.
There is a guy in the Buckeyes that agrees with the coaches and the AP. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Looking for bold flavors and award-winning spirits? High Bank Distillery is your destination for handcrafted cocktails, locally inspired dishes, and Whiskey War, the nationally recognized whiskey. Stop by their Grandview, Gahanna, and Westerville locations this week. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Just announced. Get 0% financing for 60 months on all 2025 Tucson and Tucson hybrids. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com with approved credit ends 11/3.
A government shutdown affects everybody. It means missed paychecks for our troops. It means delays for critical services for ordinary Americans. And it disrupts the work Congressman Mike Carey does to deliver results for his constituents. Like voting for the Social Security Fairness Act to get public servants like police, firefighters, and teachers their full Social Security benefits on time and without delay. Mike Carey also voted for a continuing resolution to keep the government open while budget negotiations continue. It passed the House with bipartisan support, but failed to pass the Senate, and the government still shuttered. Congressman Mike Carey urges our senators to put politics aside and reopen our government before innocent Americans are harmed further by the shutdown. To learn more about Congressman Mike Carey's bipartisan efforts to reopen our government, call Congressman Carey's office at 614-927-6902 or visit carey.house.gov. Paid for with official funds from the office of Mike Carey.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Fraud in government is a crime, and it robs taxpayer dollars. I'm Ohio Auditor of State Keith Faber, and my job is to catch people that lie, cheat, and steal, report suspicious behavior, and help stop fraud. Learn the red flags, speak up, and protect your tax dollars by calling 1-866-FRAUD-OH.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at onnradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Common Man and Timmy.
Because I call my mom Ma, M-A.
Yeah, I'll do a variation of that. It's usually mom,
change it up
mom, or something. It's never mommy.
Mommy? No.
Common Man and Timmy Afternoons on the Fan is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We could see some stray showers today, otherwise expected to be cloudy, turning into more sunshine throughout the day, with afternoon highs getting into the mid-60s and breezy southwest winds. For tonight, mostly cloudy overnight and breezy, with our lows getting in the mid-low 40s, but could feel even chillier because of the wind. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, kids. Anthony once did magic for birthday parties. See, when you say it out loud, it doesn't sound so bad. Back to Rothman and Ice.
Gave up on that dream. Burt Wonderstone could have had a full suite in Vegas.
I saw your boy the other day. I think it was game day. I think your boy,
Dr. O's.
I think he's still finessing
Mr.
people out here.
O's.
I think he was
O's
doing
the mentalist.
a hit with the Georgia Bulldogs.
Okay.
On game day.
You watched it?
No, we were here during the show on Saturday, and it was just up on the TV. And I thought AR would love this. And I'm just thinking, man, he's out there just finessing people for how much was it, TLC, when you emailed his camp? 150 grand. Am I remember that correctly?
That was the number that jumped to my mind. So if we both thought that, we're probably correct.
Just finessing Kirby Smart and the Bulldogs for $6K. Good for look, good for you. But he wouldn't get my money.
Here's my take. The three of us have no clue how he does what he does. The easy answer, I guess, for you is that everybody's in on it that needs to be in on it.
Yeah.
That's your answer?
Yes.
That sounds logical, I guess. Every great illusionist or magician has a team of people that has to work on the show. Mm-hmm. So people are probably sworn to whatever legal stuff they need to be sworn to. But the simplest way I can say, whatever he's doing, it's as impressive and engaging as anything I've seen. Are you familiar with this O's the Mentalist?
No.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyvis will join us in about 9 minutes.
Yeah.
To break down the Browns and Buckeyes.
So anyway.
As a former musician, I get it. You respect the man's hustle.
I do.
You know, this is in your DNA.
It really is. Guy gets up there in front of people and does his thing. And teams and...
They're called tricks for a reason.
Tricks are for kids. This is something that's...
Overrated cereal, by the way.
This is something that's different. What I think is the biggest thing working against him is that it goes to such a level that it's almost impossible to think that they aren't in on it, because it's different. If you have like 3 players lined up or 4 or 5 players, or the last one he did with whatever team he did it with, NFL or college, and he had, it was Notre Dame. He did it at Notre Dame. And he had, was it CJ Carr? He had take a dollar bill out of his wallet or whatever, his money clip, and
People money clips.
Or, well,
is that still a thing?
Was that an age thing?
No, it kind of it hit me in that way.
No. All right. I said wallet first, then I went to money clip thinking wallet was too old.
And his map out of his glove compartment.
What am I supposed to say? His bankroll? Like what?
No, it's just when you said it, I hadn't heard
He's a
that
college
in a while.
kid. He took out his Cash App.
No, he had a physical dollar bill.
I know.
So what should I have called it?
You shouldn't have called it anything else, but it's just, I didn't know we were still clipping money out here.
What I have is what I would call a money clip with a credit card holder.
Okay.
So I have a bunch of cards you can put.
Yeah.
It's not as big as a wallet. And then it does have a money clip attached. I'm not going to lie. It was a Super Bowl gift from about 25 years ago.
We go.
And I still have it.
Okay.
But I'm telling you.
Worthy.
So where do you keep your money?
I don't carry a lot of
any cash. What
So
about that flash cash you need on the weekend? The stuff you withdraw on Friday and redeposit on Monday.
Man, the players got to do what a player's got to do.
You got to have some flash cash for the club.
You want that in 20s? No, all ones.
Straight ones. I'm making it rain.
With a 20 wrapped around it.
There we go. Now we're talking. I think we're just using wallet now. Like money clip.
So my first instinct was correct.
Yeah, I just think you swap out wallet for money clip and we're good.
But they've revolutionized the money clip. You've seen these things that can hold stuff.
Yeah, those are wallets, right?
No, it's not a wallet.
What is it?
It's not anything that folds. It's just a one-piece thing.
My wallet doesn't fold. I'll show you during the break. It's super thin, really small. I really can't carry cash in it.
Compare.
Yours is going to be a lot thicker than mine. I know that for sure with the cash you got over there.
Believe me. All right. I don't even know where. Oh.
So I don't carry a wallet, by the way.
Never going to get to this story.
Is that a young thing?
Probably.
So here's what I got. I got the thing on the back of the phone.
Okay. What would you call that?
A phone wallet is actually, I think, what it's called. But I got credit card, ID, debit card. Like, that's all I need.
Really all you need, AR.
So you're doing the phone wallet combo. I'm afraid that whatever I attach to the back of that phone is going to...
Well,
I have a wallet. I just don't carry it with me because I don't carry cash.
And I know sometimes there's people that don't even carry a physical bank card because you can go do not everything, but a lot of things with Apple Pay. Right, you can scan your card and just pay for anything right on your phone.
I can't gamble at the kiosk at Hollywood Casino Columbus without cash.
And then me and my friend...
Yeah. So I carry.
I don't even know what we would
carry
do.
A money clip.
Now with Venmo,
I think a money clip is kind of cool.
I'm not kidding. The primary reason I would ever need cash was to play cards with my friends. Oh. So when we play poker, to pay each other out after we're done.
Okay.
But now with Venmo, we don't even need to do that.
Right.
So there's no need for cash because I'll just pay with a credit card so I can get credit on whatever I'm spending.
I think this is kind of sad because I think the original money clip that I probably watched my stepdad have where he'd slide the bills in and I thought that was pretty cool.
So just to be clear,
there are
there's
cool
a difference between a money clip and a wallet, or you're saying...
I'm saying there's a combo platter now where you have these new revolutionized deals where it's not just a money clip that wraps around your money. It's a wallet technically that has a clip on it. So it does both. You can carry all the cards with it and clip your cash.
I just honestly don't know a lot of people that carry a whole bunch of cash around anymore. I really don't.
Well, I don't. Yeah,
I owed you some cash the other day. I had to go to the bank to get it. I don't have it on me. I ain't got it.
You had cash.
I had to go to the bank though. I didn't have it, there. Just I don't have any cash on me right now.
You're just a digital money star is what you are. It doesn't count, right? Money that's getting transferred digitally doesn't feel like it. It's a lot easier to spend it.
That's an interesting concept, and I've talked about that with my friends before, too. It's a lot easier to spend money when you do not have to hand over the cash and count it out of your wallet.
Just click.
Because that money's not real. What's the difference?
To that.
That's right.
What's the difference between $65 and $50 if it's just that? It's all in the same bracket.
They're called money clips. The ones I'm talking about, and you can still get them.
You're not
and there's
wrong,
stuff that are there's ones that are really
a relic.
No, it's like a credit card holder with a clip on it. The clip is for the money.
Okay.
But where does the money go?
Well, we know Anthony Rothman's keeping money clips in business. Now we know.
I'll show you what I have during the break. And now the bet is this. What does Tyvis Powell carry? I hope he's not listening. We're just going to guess this. Do you believe he has a credit card holder with a clip on it? Or is it on the back of his phone like his?
By the way, I think that at Nationwide Arena, because I was watching the news leading up to the home opener, I think at Nationwide they are entirely cashless. If you bring cash to Nationwide for a Jags game,
okay.
I think they only take credit card.
Well, part of that also, and that's parking at Ohio State. So 15 years ago, I used to be able to drive to an Ohio State football game, go into a parking garage and hand somebody a $20 bill.
Yeah.
Well, now they don't want all those people carrying money. Right. A, they think they could steal it, or B, they might get robbed. So it's all credit card. And sometimes it's phone, but you can still pay with a credit card, but it is cashless.
I'm surprised Chick-fil-A, I rode through Chick-fil-A a couple weeks ago. They still accept cash. Like the people that are out there at the drive-thru, which, by the way, shout out to them because they're out there.
Did you watch my Joe Pesci clip from Lethal Weapon 2? About what they do to you at the drive-thru?
I still got it right here. I can watch it during the break. But you go to Chick-fil-A, they got a little belt, AR, that has rungs of
money belt,
pennies, dimes, quarters.
Of course they do.
Got it all.
Yeah,
out there. So you can still. I did not know Nationwide went to cashless though. I did not know that. But as a man that doesn't carry around cash like AR, I don't have a problem. There are
places where I still need. I feel cash. I don't know really, other than the gambling thing. I'm trying to think of where I need cash the most.
When I have to have cash, AR, is when I travel. There's something in my mind, like if I'm driving somewhere or flying,
emergency?
I have to have a certain amount of cash with me when I travel.
Because there's an emergency, and then there's some stranger, you're pulled over on the side of the road and some stranger shows up, you might need cash to, get some help.
Hey, cannot confirm or deny. I think Tyvis is going to be wallet without a clip guy. He's not going to have a clip on
There's no way he's got a clip.
No way he's got a clip.
I believe he's you.
You know what?
Phone with a clip.
How about this? Ask Tyvis if he carries a clip around and see if he even knows what you're talking about. I think he's going to completely misinterpret what you're saying. You got that? Hey, no.
If I just say money
like
clip.
Say it like this.
Do you have a money clip?
No. Just say this word for word. You got that clip on you?
Oh, he's going to think you're talking about that.
What is that?
That's that. Hey. That's that.
Wait,
that's
what?
That Ja Wick, that Ja Morant special. That's the clip.
I see. Reload the clip. I knew kind of what he meant. The sound effect, I wanted to make sure.
And by the way, TLC, you're right to throw a flag on me right there because we've thrown a flag on AK for jumping the gun before a break, and I just did it. So that's on me.
The score is tied.
Everybody's
everywhere.
got one.
Everyone's tied. Everyone's on the board.
now.
We put him on the board. Yes. All right. By the way, Chris just sent me the coolest money clip ever. It's like a royal flush. It's got the silver money clip, right? Wrapped, the Benjis are all tucked in there.
Got some hundreds
That thing
in there?
is sharp.
By the way, get on YouTube for that Hawk Harrelson reference.
Yeah. All right, Tyvis in 2 minutes. We'll pick his brain on that and more. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Newman Roofing, as part of its 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to recognize individuals who have made an impact for people of all abilities. This week, we would like to honor Caitlin Brown. Caitlin has made an impact by creating the Handy Capable Kitchen, which raises money for Toys for Tots through her local Chili Fest. This Down Syndrome Awareness Month, Newman Roofing is proud to join forces with 10 TV and The Fan in celebrating our ongoing commitment to the community.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Hey friends, good news for you. All your favorite NBA players, they're back. And DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. With more markets open for more of the game, DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is live when others aren't. New customers, you bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass, plus score $300 if your bet wins, all paid out in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THEFAN971. That's code THEFAN971. Bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass plus $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Ohio only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Breaking Down the Browns with Tyvis Powell.
He's the baller from Bedford, so I know he's going to answer this correctly. Tyvis, welcome, my man. How you feeling?
I'm mad at y'all. Y'all 2 minutes late.
I know.
3 minutes late.
We were caught up in a conversation about something that we'll bring you in on.
It better be good.
It's not that good. Do you, how should I ask this? Do you carry cash?
No.
Okay. Then you're out of the contest. I was going to ask you if you have a money clip.
I used to back in the day. So I had a wallet that had a money clip on it. That was like the thing for me when I was a kid.
That's it. And that's what I carry right now. And they looked at me like I was like...
No. We didn't look at you funny for having one. It was just you using the term money clip.
I just said, I
kind of caught us off guard.
Yeah.
In 2025. That's all.
So wait a minute. Let me get this right. So y'all 3 minutes late because y'all was talking about a darn money clip.
Listen, man, we had some important financial decisions to talk about, okay?
What can I tell you?
People want to hear about the Browns. When the Browns lose, y'all on time. When the Browns win, y'all 3 minutes late. That's just crazy.
Not wrong.
Oh, man.
Have your dreams changed for the Browns after this win?
It's been 8-9 the whole year until it's not.
Well, no. Last week you said you did change. I don't think you thought they were winning 8.
8-9 until they lose 10 games.
6,
8-9.
7, 8, 9. Who knows?
Don't start that 6-7.
I don't even know what it means, but I thought they'd be proud of me that I said it.
I am, and I'm doing the hand motion right now too. 6, 7. I'm in on it now.
Let me ask you this:
y'all are too grown to be doing that.
Why did Cleveland radio lose their collective minds when Flacco had the night he had? And I think it was one of your guys, Rizzo, that wanted Andrew Berry. They said it was a fireable offense. Now, I don't know if he wanted him fired right after he traded Flacco, but certainly after what he saw Cincinnati do against Pittsburgh, he did. What was your reaction to that?
Well, the thing is, when I seen Joe Flacco go out there and have a good game, I said, well, if you get some good wide receivers, Joe Flacco is still a good quarterback. You know, a lot of people thought that his arm talent was gone, but everybody that I talked to in camp was like, his arm is good. Like when it came to throwing the ball, he's clearly the best one out of everybody there. So going into the season, I knew that he would be the starter because if you're actually trying to win games, you would go with the guy that clearly is better than everybody. Now, we got what?
What was Rizzo more upset about? That they traded away technically a guy that could help them win games, or that he just went to a rival and is now and is helping a rival be better? What was he more upset about?
That's probably what everybody's more upset about, is the fact that they traded him to Cincinnati. Now, I'm a little inside scoop because I know it's somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. And the trade came up, Andrew Berry called Joe Flacco in and pretty much asked him, did he want this trade? And Joe Flacco said, yeah. So they kind of did right by Joe. And I think that that's the fault of this whole regime, is that in this cutthroat league, they spend their time trying to do right by players just a little bit too much. And I think that it's going to cost them in the end, but hey, it is what it is.
So Tyson Campbell gets traded up from the Jags, and here he is making impactful plays right out of the gate. I mean, just outside of the pick six, what have you thought about his overall play and impact so far?
So even when they played Pittsburgh last week or 2 weeks ago at this matter, I thought that he had a solid game. I know people walked away like, oh, he got beat by DK, so they didn't think he was that good. But I thought he was a solid player. DK is a tough match. But what I liked about him the most was his technique was really good. He was on top of the route a lot of the times. In this game, he really locked it down. He had like 30 coverage snaps of two PBUs and 1 pick six. That's like the perfect game for a corner. So I thought that to me, I'm confident. You know, that other side of Denzel is a tough world to live in. You know, I grew up in the era, or I played in the era where whoever was opposite of Richard Sherman, you better be ready because they ain't throwing their Sherman. Well, that's the same thing with the Cleveland Browns. Whoever's the opposite of Denzel, you better be ready. And I think that first game probably caught him off guard a little bit because he wasn't sure how that was going to be. Last week, he did a really good job. Granted, it was some terrible weather conditions, so the jury is still out.
Is Stefanski the right guy for this job if they don't have a future quarterback? Like if this thing doesn't work out this year and they decide that it's not Dillon and it's not Shador and they're going to go back to the well, do they want that guy to be coached by Stefanski still?
That's actually a good question. I mean, you know, when we first got Kevin, everybody rant and raved about how this guy was, you know, quarterback whisperer and all those things. And actually, since he's been here, I'd say that a lot of the quarterbacks regressed. I feel like that Baker regressed. Now, granted, he had the shoulder injury. I'd say that Deshaun was what he was. Joe Flacco, when he first got here, was good. This year, he became check down Charlie. It's just something about I think he beats into his guy. Well, I don't want to say beat because that sounds wrong on the radio. He puts into his guy's mind that turnovers are so bad that guys are scared to take risks. His offense has always looked the best when the quarterback just let it go, just let the ball fly. Think about Joe Flacco. first 23. He just let it fly. He said, I had nothing to lose. I'm playing with house money. I'm going to let this thing rip. Think about Jameis Winston last year. I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm going to let the thing rip. Those were the best 2 times his offense has looked as far as the passing game goes. And ever since he's gotten the ear of some of these guys and talked about those turnovers, we don't see them pushing the ball down the field with that same, agenda. So I don't know. Is he the right guy? I have my doubts about that. I'm yet to be proved wrong on that.
Let me ask you this. If they decide to move on from Kevin Stefanski, whether it's next week, end of the year, whatever, has Andrew Berry done enough with this rookie class to save himself? As far as hey, the ownership looking at Quinshawn and Schlesinger and Fan, and I know the quarterbacks still got to show themselves there, but would that be enough, you think, for them to keep him and maybe move on from Kevin?
No, I actually argue the opposite. I'd rather keep Kevin and move on from AB. AB, to me, is the reason why we're in the situation that we're in. You cannot come in here and miss draft after draft after draft, free agent signing after free agent signing, and then hit one time and think that everything is okay. The reason why our receivers is trash is because of him. The reason our offensive line is trash is because of him. So I think that he's done a horrible job at evaluating and putting the talent on the field. Now, Kevin is getting the blame for it, but if you know how general managers and coaches work, general managers are the ones that assess the players and gets them on the roster. The head coach then takes what the general manager gave him and makes the best out of it. I think we can all agree Kevin ain't got a lot to work with on offense.
Are you currently multitasking at the moment? Are you getting a workout in as you're talking to us?
You like that, don't you?
I thought it sounded like you were putting some work in. What are you on the elliptical? What are you doing?
No, I'm doing the rows right now. You hear that? You must hear that metal. Listen. You heard that?
No, it was your cadence.
Squeaking.
It was your cadence. I was like, he's doing something right now.
Hey, I figured I'd get the workout in while I'm doing it. Oh, yeah, by the way, Matty, I heard your take on Ohio, the camp song. You're not a fan, huh?
It's just, we got work to do. We got work to do, T. I'm going to leave it at that. And I will say this. If they decided to can it and move on to something else next year, I would not be mad. I would not be mad. What do you think? What do you think about it?
I have to go to the game and hear it. I need to hear it and see what it's like because it sounds bad, but in the moment, if Ohio State's winning big and everybody's into it, maybe it sounds pretty decent. I don't know. I haven't been to the game to find out.
Okay.
2 things can be true at the same time. It could be a fine song, but it could maybe not connect in a sporting event.
Yeah.
Are you not a fan?
I'm looking for something that's a little more motivating, but I understand why they thought it would bring people together from Ohio. It would have a big 90, 100,000 feel to it.
Yeah.
Like we're all from the same area. But yeah, it's just, to me, like I said, 2 things can be true. It can be fine, but it can't be the one that gets you going.
As long as they don't do Mo Bamba, I'm good. T. Enough of that. I'm all. It's just it's too much at this. It's everywhere.
Overplayed.
It's everywhere.
Let's go back old school. Let's go Nuck If You Buck.
Okay, I like that. A little crime mob. I like that.
I think now you can put that on. I'm gonna tell you right now, it might be some fights in the stands. You can't really play that.
Yeah, that's a dicey one. That's a dicey one to play for sure.
All right, continue heavy breathing and squeaking on whatever's going on over there, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, I just want to end this one by saying, Ohio treats me well. Go Bucks, go Browns, go Cavs.
There we go.
All right, my man. That is Tyvis Powell, T-Bone and Tyvis, every morning here on The Fan. We come back with a Buckeye Bulletin, and we will not get sidetracked any longer. All right? We're at a bye week. We got a little prognostication going. We'll do it next. Rothman and Ice on The Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
Dormar, you're my hero.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment?
On any 4-tire purchase.
And Goodyear's up to $200 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Goodyears and save up to $200 more. See store for details.
You ever feel like your money is just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money is always doing something.
Like what?
Like automatically pushing more to savings so you can take that trip.
I like trips.
Who doesn't? It even tracks your progress. You're almost there.
Wow, I better pack.
And it charts your spending so you know which vacation hat you can afford.
How does it know I like hats?
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Football season's heating up, and so are the deals at Germain Toyota. Right now, drive home a rugged 2025 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% APR for up to 48 months, or go big with the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, also 2.99 APR for up to 72 months. Built tough, built smart, built for whatever your game day brings. Find your next Toyota at Germain Toyota at the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or start your next adventure online at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota of Columbus. See dealer for details.
In the spirit of Halloween, ooh, spooky, Awaken 180 is offering free consultation all month long. Find out how scary fast you'll lose the weight for free. Call 844-346-1800.
5 words no one wants to hear. You need a new roof. What do you do? Who do you call? How are you going to pay for it? Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and these are all questions that run through people's minds when they hear those 5 words. But if you pick up the phone and call Victor's Home Solutions, your new roof will be the easiest, most hassle-free home improvement project you'll ever do. Victor's has thousands of 5-star ratings for both customer service and high-quality installation. Plus, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. And since no one wants to pay these high interest rates for a limited time, Victor's is offering 5-year, no-interest financing with minimum monthly payments for qualified buyers. So if you need a new roof, don't stress. Victor's Home Solutions has your back. It starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. It assesses the exact condition of your roof and what needs to be done next. Set up your inspection today. 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS, or online at victors.com.
Dormar, your kind of hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Did you know Austin and Berm host a show at Roosters? And did you know that Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences? Tickets, sideline passes, trips to a postseason game, and more. Register today at roosterswings.com. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, Buckeye Bulletin time, and let's get a quick check during the bye week on where Ohio State is to win it all and repeat. The answer is down to plus 260. So what were they, like 4-1 maybe to start the year?
Yeah,
or 3.5 somewhere?
Right. Yeah.
And so that's a nice deal for them.
Is Indiana right behind them?
No.
Okay.
They're not.
My guess is that Vegas, behind the old Buckeyes, has probably Alabama. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Big brand team that people are going to want to bet on. That has the pathway to get in.
Is A&M ahead of them too? Is it A&M ahead of? So it's not.
It does go Ohio State, Bama, Indiana.
Okay.
That's impressive. I think there is value on A&M. They have a little bit of a gauntlet still, or no? I can't remember.
They do, I believe. Let me pull this up right now for you. Yeah, it's
Dual threat quarterback.
It's LSU this week on the road.
Okay.
Missouri.
They'll be licking their wounds a little bit, and they got to go to Texas, right?
Yeah, so their three biggest games left are all on the road. LSU, Missouri, and then Texas, as you mentioned, which is a strange-ish Friday night game.
Yeah, the fact that Ohio State is plus 260 is implying that they're pretty much only going to repeat it like less than 30% of the time. I know there's a lot of teams, and they're going to have to beat
the grind. I think of the playoff that's baked into some of that too is just you're vulnerable more.
If I told you guys, if I did a poll out, if I go with my clipboard out to Giant Eagle or Kroger and I'm standing out just assaulting people on the way out,
and your money clip
with my flashing my money clip with my flash cash, and I say, hey, what percentage chance do you think Ohio State has of winning it all? They're going to say more than 28%.
I would think. My mind went to a little fitty lemon lime.
At least.
But it would definitely be higher than that. Definitely be higher than that. But when
Look at that, I got a little lemon lime right
What
here.
you got over there?
Yeah, a little fitty lemon lime.
A little lime drink over there?
That's
Okay. Yeah, when you're you got to grind this thing out to play 14, 15, 16 games. And, you got to try to avoid injuries and all of those things. It's harder now to me to win a national championship than it was before. So
TLC, what odds would you give Notre Dame right now? What would you need to bet? What odds would you need to bet on Notre Dame to win it all?
Oh, man.
20 to 1, 15 to 1?
A little more than that.
More than that?
Yeah. I mean, I think Notre Dame can hang, but I don't know about winning 4 games in the playoffs.
They're giving you 11 to 1 right now. That's implied
plus 1,100,
8%.
AR, and you and I found out everything we needed to know about Notre Dame earlier because he and Bodie Wells
podcast
just grinded Notre Dame football. It was great to hear. You guys were getting after it.
I already have an idea for a name of a Notre Dame podcast. I don't even want to put it out there.
Yeah, but don't let anybody steal your idea.
I don't know if Ohio State would be like, hey, the flagship is doing a Notre Dame podcast. What's that all about? So we have to go independent.
Okay.
As we always say, if it makes money, it makes sense.
There it is.
Yeah.
So that's all you have to do is provide that.
There it is.
All right, here's Jeremiah Smith. This is after the game at Wisconsin. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me the platform. This is with CBS. I saw him out on the field.
Will be the first voice
was
you hear.
on there, and this is Jeremiah Smith after the game talking about the potential of this team.
You guys are obviously, looking to make another championship run. How do you guys do that in the same sense, pitting out what you did last year, not in the forefront of what you guys want to do this year?
Yeah, I feel like that's last year's team. This year's team, we want to make a name for ourselves. We want to go down in the history books as a team that did it back to back. So I feel like this team is better than last year's team. That's what I feel.
Ooh.
I love it. And where's that national championship game? The crib, Miami.
Crib,
right.
the 305,
it's amazing.
baby.
It screamed for a follow-up. Oh, my goodness. Were you not just yelling, why? Why are you better? Like, I need to know.
I love that.
Like, I got to know that. Like, it's like, wasn't it just hanging there?
No, for sure. There's like a couple things that I know that will get AR going. It's that, the lack of a follow-up, missed tackles. From guys.
It's not missed tackles. It's not using your arms to tackle.
Oh, going for the knockout punch?
Oh, man. That'll get AR going every time.
I'm okay with trying to decleat somebody. But when you decleat him, he's always going to get like 2 or 3 more yards by falling forward. You hit, you wrap, you drive. I don't understand this. Anyway.
We need to do some fan YouTube content of AR walking through tackling fundamentals.
Are
they
really better than last year?
Obviously, with the end result, it's yet to be seen. Oh, man. I mean, to me, the defense is better, to my eye. I believe they're getting better quarterback play.
Defense was great last year for most of the year. Outside of the Oregon game at Oregon, it was.
Yeah. The run game isn't as strong as it was last year, but also, yeah, I mean, you can make that debate. You can make that case.
That's why it's better to hear it from him. Why do you think this team through 7 games is better than the team that won it all?
Yeah, break it down for us.
And went through a gauntlet of teams. Like, honestly, and maybe he just was saying it from a belief standpoint, like from a confidence standpoint, and certainly he's not trying to disparage a team that he was a part of. Like, that's not, it's more of, I just need to know, like, where we are with things, with how great Donovan Jackson was last year when they needed him.
For sure.
And it's just one of those deals that feels like he may be right, but I just would love to know why he feels that way. And I wonder if you gave Ryan Day a lie detector today.
Ooh, he wouldn't touch this.
No. That's why you have to do it privately, and it would never make, just you're trying to guess what he would say. He'd say, maybe you're right. Maybe I feel I can rely on my defense a little more in big spots. I can't rely on, I had to think about the running backs he had last year.
Right, some dogs.
Think about the experience he had at quarterback. And he was pretty damn efficient.
I think both teams have a legitimate argument, and I don't even think this year's team has to win it all to technically be the better team, but they still got a ton of work to do.
Well, if they beat Michigan, they're automatically better.
They beat Michigan, they're automatically
and win it all.
Better. And win it all.
Yeah,
no question. No question. Jake Diebler in the game. Got to show them some love today for what they did. 5-star small forward Anthony Thompson committed to Jake Diebler in the Buckeye basketball program today. You look at certain sites, number 1 player in the state of Ohio, top 10 guy nationally. So massive, massive news for Buckeye basketball today. And congratulations to Coach Diebler and his staff for keeping an in-state guy home and a big-time prospect in the class of 2026. So Anthony Thompson, 5-star forward from Ohio, going to be suiting up for the old Scarlet and Gray. Massive gift for them.
All right, we come back top of the hour after a fan sports update. We'll get into our deep dive. Has the MVP conversation in the NFL changed after last night? Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay. How about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 10/31. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
At Giant Eagle, we're helping bring the holiday magic home. Because your get-togethers bring everyone together. Because you make the holidays feel like the holidays. Because because nothing beats free. From October 16th to November 6th, spend $350 and earn a free turkey on your next visit. Redeem through November 30th. Giant Eagle, because it matters. Must scan My Perks loyalty card to earn and redeem. Restrictions apply. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
Parents, are your teens good with money?
No.
Switch to Huntington Bank and let's teach them. They get their own card, which they can add to their digital wallet, and you can monitor and set spending limits. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
You've heard about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Yeah, that's an old one. My dad told that one to me. But when it's your real feet, it's not a game. It's awful. Hey, it's Anthony. I had pain in my feet and my lower back, so I went to the Good Feet store and got the support I needed in my shoes that changed the game for me. I went in and they personally fit me for arch supports that would be perfect for my feet. The fitting process is simple. They ask the right questions about exactly what I was experiencing and the lifestyle I want to be able to live. They professionally measured my feet and arch size, and before I knew it, I was wearing my new arch supports home. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I'm a customer. I have their 3-step system put into all of my shoes. Get professionally fitted at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
If you love losing big money, then boy, do we have the promo code for you. Enter code BIGBEAUTIFULBILL to unlock these awesome offers. You can buy a car for even more money than before, or watch your heat and electric bills skyrocket. It's exclusive for everyone, thanks to Trump's Big Beautiful Bill, which our Senator John Huston supported. So use promo code BIGBEAUTIFULBILL. Sit back and crack open a cold one, but just one because that's all you can afford. Paid for by NRDC Action Fund.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL, 614-962-7355, or selltohometeam.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. 5-star forward Anthony Thompson from Western Reserve Academy has committed to Ohio State. He's the program's highest-rated prospect since Jarrett Sullinger in 2010. NHL tonight, the Columbus Blue Jackets visit the Dallas Stars at 8. Coverage of the Fan starts at 7:30. Baseball, ESPN reported the Angels are hiring former 16-year catcher Kurt Suzuki as their next manager. Suzuki had spent the last 3 seasons as a special assistant in the Angels org. NBA tips off tonight with the Rockets at the Thunder at 7:30. Then the Warriors at the LeBron James-less Lakers at 10. Cavaliers open at the next Tuesday at 7. This update is sponsored by Behind the O. Buckeye fans, Behind the O is now in the App Store. Free for fans, NIL for athletes. Download Behind the O in the App Store today. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Hour number 3, Rothman and Ice, Austin Ward talking Buckeyes at 2:30. Don't miss that. The MVP conversation in the NFL is a fluid situation. I think it's a little bit of shame that since Baker Mayfield didn't have a great game at Detroit, that now he's like, okay, it was great for the first half, but he's got to go away. You guys watch the game? They had receivers running routes into each other all night. It was like bumper cars. Like they were literally in the same space a lot. And he was going up against a damn good team on the road. So his numbers weren't going to be great, and they weren't great. And they had no real run game to rely on. He doesn't have Bucky Irving right now. I think Rashad White's a good back, but his leading receiver is his tight end. He has another guy in Tez Johnson. Abuka's back, but it wasn't perfect. And then you lose Mike Evans on a fly route where he's, breaks his clavicle, apparently, is going to be out for, I guess, most of the season in case they make the playoffs and make a run. Maybe he could be back.
And that's the end of the 1,000-yard season consecutively.
It was probably end with the hammy.
Yeah, it was gonna be close. And look, even if he doesn't get it this year, I don't know if we'll see another guy really do that. I honestly don't. Over a decade to do what he did and avoid injuries and even maintain injuries and be able to bounce back, it was really impressive. Look, Baker having a little bit of a clunker yesterday, for me, that doesn't take him out of the MVP race, at all. I think you have to give guys one or two of these a year, and if they bounce back from it, which I expect Baker to do, he's going to be right there. And so he still has the fourth best odds right now at Bet365 to win the MVP. And I think the stuff that you're talking about with the injuries and having to overcome some of those things will help him if he can do what he did prior to the game last night in D-Town.
They need team success. They need to continue that, right? He can't just have a great year with doing more with less. I don't think they're going to not win their division. I can't imagine Carolina or Atlanta taking them down, but they could.
TLC's Panthers are scrappy every once in a while.
Panthers are coming now.
Well, 13-6 against the Jets.
Yeah. And now Bryce Young's injured, isn't he? He may not play this week. Got a little bit of an ankle thing. We're going back to Andy.
I don't think he finished the game.
Yeah, so he may be missing some time.
For their last 5, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Keep pounding.
That is their thing, that big old drum they got going on over there. Hey, I'm with you, though, man. I would still believe in Tampa more than anybody. They got the playoff experience over the last couple of years. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing down there. Losing to Detroit, not a bad loss.
No, if he gets Bucky Irving back, I think that'll help a lot.
Yeah.
I think the one thing about the MVP is that these running backs that might deserve it, or some of these guys that might deserve it, I'll give you the MVP odds right now. It's all quarterbacks. You do have I lied. There is no. So where is Jonathan Taylor?
He's at 50-1 right now.
See, here's the travesty with this. He doesn't have to win MVP. You can give him Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
They have a separate deal. They have a separate soft landing spot for the non-quarterback MVP.
I think Jonathan Taylor's season that he's having, which is incredible right now, I think that's hurting Daniel Jones right now in the eyes of Vegas and weighing down, I think, some of his MVP juice here, because Daniel Jones is at 22-1. And we just mentioned Jonathan Taylor's at 50-1. And that popped up a little bit for Lamar last year. Remember, it was the the Derrick Henry effect. And people were leaning towards that, which was okay, I guess Lamar's body of work before he got Derrick Henry was clearly much better than Daniel Jones. But I think that is actually hurting Daniel Jones a little bit right now.
You have the quarterbacks listed there at the MVP?
Yeah.
All right. So give me the leader.
Leader in the clubhouse is 0-15 for your Kansas City Chiefs, plus 125 is Pat Mahomes.
And his best running back may be himself. Okay.
And you're right in saying that.
Pacheco's coming, but he's not far behind.
No.
So that's why he could easily win MVP.
I actually want to look this up now that you mentioned it.
I don't think
it's Pacheco 271 on the year, Mahomes 250.
Okay. Whoa. That's unbelievable.
And Mahomes has 4 rushing touchdowns to Pacheco's 1.
There you go. His best running back is himself.
Fantasy-wise, yes, he is the best.
And you can't say that about who's next, Josh Allen?
You got Josh Allen AR at plus.
He's not better than James Cook.
Plus 350.
Yeah.
No.
So he's got a top 5 running back. Josh Allen. Who's next?
Cook's a dude.
Who's next?
The guy that's next is the guy that I'm planting my flag on Drake May Island right now.
Print the shirts.
No, I don't want to do that to him.
Okay.
Because then
oh, see how he's pivoting? He's just finding a new gimmick, but he's doing the same thing. Are you kidding me?
I'm just saying I bought a condo AR on Drake May Island, and here he is at plus 750. third best odds to win the MVP. And I think he has a strong case because, like, outside of Stephon Diggs, what weapons do we really know over there in New England? And so I think that is helping him.
And his one weapon we thought he was going to have, Travion Henderson, is not being used.
He's not getting any work.
And so I think that's a great choice.
And I like the balance I think he's going to have statistically, right? Where he's at right now with over 1,700 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he's already at 200 rushing yards on the season to go along with 2 rushing touchdowns.
All right, let me throw one out at you if there's some value here, and it would take them making the playoffs.
Okay.
And that would be Dak.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
What are the odds on Dak?
22-1.
Okay, that's low. I thought he'd be at least 30.
He's tied with Daniel Jones. 22-1.
I like it. I don't love it as much as I did before.
You got a couple quarterbacks ahead of him, AR, at Matt Stafford 11-1 and Jared Goff currently at 16-1.
Stafford's been great.
Yeah.
I think Goff is going to hurt with the fact he's got Gibbs and Amon-Ra.
Is that right, though? Like, because we could play that card for a lot of guys. Like, you know what I mean?
Quarterback on a winning team is usually going to be thought of as being the MVP because if they're a winning team and he's the quarterback, he's obviously doing something well. But
I don't really like to knock guys for having talent around them. We could make for
an MVP though, you have to.
No, I guess we could always look at a guy and say, well, he has this, and so like we wouldn't do that for Pat Mahomes. Like we're not going to sit here and say, well, he's got Rashee Rice and company. Like we're not going to knock him for having talent.
He's had Rashee Rice for one week.
No, I guess my point is we knock certain guys for having talent and don't do it for other quarterbacks.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I think guys that I think actually are doing more for their team, it feels like. All these guys can throw a football.
Jared Goff feels like a really good game manager, and I do not mean that insultingly. It is the talent around.
So we're talking
a lot of the guys are open.
It's what you like.
Amon-Ra was open left and right yesterday. Also, I think that factor in big-time play calling in big spots, which comes from the coaching. I think Jared Goff is a part of a machine. I don't think he's driving the machine.
So you don't think he's an aircraft carrier, is what you're saying? You think
correct?
At least he's a trailer, not a truck.
I'm not saying he's incapable. So if we had like if we started from scratch,
I don't agree.
Well, hold on.
I don't agree.
But
Do you think
this
he's
is different.
incapable?
This is different. I'm saying if we started from scratch and made everybody a free agent and we hosted a draft, I'm not projecting Jared Goff's draft status. I'm not saying he's only top this or only top that. I'm saying the MVP is for this NFL season.
That's right.
So based on what is right in front of us, Jared Goff is not bad because he's going to win a lot of games this year. That's a good thing.
He's probably the most accurate passer in the NFL right now.
I'm just saying his job is more
pretty close.
Jared Goff's job is more replaceable than, say, Dak Prescott.
What you guys are saying, I totally hear what you're saying. I just don't like. I'm not saying we're the only ones that do it. I just think there's always the picking and choosing of who we want to give credit to and who we don't want to give credit to.
I think it's more of a wow factor. I think what he's getting at is Goff doesn't give you the wow factor.
So you're talking about a style of play. Aesthetically, it's not sexy enough for you. So and to me, I don't want to knock him for that either because there's been guys that have won MVPs that don't do all the running around and all the high flying acts that some of these other guys do.
No, but they were also like leading the league in yards and all that
Jared
stuff.
Goff's been cooking, man, for a few years. Like he really has. So I just my mind doesn't work that way where I can hear we can give this guy credit, and I know that he's got really good playmakers, but we want to knock another guy for having playmakers. Like, I don't think we can have it both ways.
I'm with AR on the whole Dak Prescott thing, like predicated on the Cowboys making the playoffs, which is a major
unless somehow he has 30 touchdowns and 5 picks, and then maybe we'll say, and maybe he will.
I mean, he's, to your guys' point, he's had these type of explosive years. Just the team winning hasn't come along with
I think what would help him is the fact that his owner traded away a premier defensive talent, and the offense has been tasked with getting them to the playoffs. And if he does, I think it works for him that he did it without a defense.
Dak finished second in the MVP voting either last year or the year before. So he's got that type of respect amongst the voters. But it's just the Cowboys. Can you really stamp a guy for being the most valuable player in the league if they're not either winning their division or winning 10 games or something like that, whatever criteria
I'll give you this, too, about the whole Jared Goff thing. Like, Lamar Jackson is somebody who has a lot of talent around him, but I wouldn't necessarily shame him the way I would shame Jared. Again, in an MVP conversation, because Lamar Jackson is a bigger individual playmaker. Yes. In a way that Jared Goff is not.
He's worth more to his team.
Yes.
That's the definition of MVP.
Jared Goff, I'd rather have Jared Goff on my team than Aaron Rodgers.
But see, here's where I disagree. Jared Goff, to me, has the same value for Detroit that Lamar does in Baltimore. What you guys are talking about, as far as the importance to the team, like if Jared Goff's not there.
But Lamar's a better player.
That's what I was getting to. If Jared Goff isn't there, the Detroit Lions are not having the success that they're having without him.
Nobody's more replaceable than Lamar is.
Right.
No, he's not.
Oh,
no, he's not. No, he's not. You guys are talking about God-given skill, which I agree with you on, that Lamar's skill set is better than Jared Goff's. But to both teams, if you take Jared Goff out of the equation, they're not a contender. There's not anybody that...
I don't think so. I think they are.
I think
we put Sam Darnold on their team right now. They can contend for a playoff
I think
spot.
Cooper Rush would play better with the Lions offense than the Ravens offense.
I don't think that's the quarterback that we can use. I think we got to use a backup quarterback. Like
Cooper Rush.
Like a
Cooper Rush.
Sam Darnold's, he's a step high. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to sit here and say that Jared Goff's skill set is the same as Lamar's. I think the value to their team is the same, though, as far as if you take them out, they're not a contender. And we're seeing that, to your guys' point, with Baltimore right now. Like right before our eyes, we're seeing that. But who's the backup for Detroit right now? Hendon Hooker? Who's their guy? Like if he's...
I think they're done with Hendon Hooker.
If he's in there, they're not a factor.
Couldn't you say that with most backups?
I know, but I'm still saying, look, it would be bad on both ends. The Ravens don't want to miss out on Lamar Jackson, which they already have, and the Lions don't want to miss out on Jared Goff.
That's all I'm saying.
I think if you remove both of them, the Lions would be better off than the Ravens would be. I'm not saying that either of them would be good. I'm just saying if the Lions, if you went both backup quarterbacks, the Lions would be in a better position than the Ravens would.
I'll continue this. Is this team a sleeper team for the Super Bowl? That's next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to the Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment?
On any Ford tire purchase.
And Goodyear's up to $200 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Goodyears and save up to $200 more. See store for details.
Football season's heating up, and so are the deals at Germain Toyota. Right now, drive home a rugged 2025 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% APR for up to 48 months, or go big with the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, also 2.99 APR for up to 72 months. Built tough, built smart, built for whatever your game day brings. Find your next Toyota at Germain Toyota at the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or start your next adventure online at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota of Columbus. See dealer for details.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth, or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient, and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, so you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spreads, totals, or player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet just $5. It's the only betting app I use. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
Buckeye fans, introducing Behind the O, the brand new app packed with original athlete and fan-driven Ohio State sports content. It's free to download in the App Store on iOS and Android, and every time you open it, you're helping generate NIL dollars for your favorite Buckeye athletes with zero cost to you. Get exclusive access to fresh behind-the-scenes videos, training routines, athlete lifestyles, and more from every Ohio State sport. Don't wait. Download Behind the O now and get closer to your Buckeyes than ever before.
Behind the O, free for fans, NIL for athletes.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun. Your way. That means you pick your wager. Will it be $1, $2, a crisp $20? Your call. Like picking your own numbers? Use any inspiration you like. Birthdays, jersey numbers, you name it. And if you don't feel like choosing, there's the Super Quick Auto Pick. With regular promotions that'll get you more bang for your Keno buck, multiple ways to win, prizes galore, and live draws every few minutes. Anytime is the right time to get in on the Keno action. Keno is always fun, your way. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Join now. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We could see some stray showers today, otherwise expected to be cloudy, turning into more sunshine throughout the day, with afternoon highs getting into the mid-60s and breezy southwest winds. For tonight, mostly cloudy overnight and breezy, with our lows getting in the mid to low 40s, but could feel even chillier because of the wind. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Please Snap Leads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Little Bet365 time.
Let's do it because at Bet365, folks, if you're a new customer, they are ready to hit you up with a great deal. All you got to do is bet $5. You're going to get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, so you can turn that $200 into something bigger and better, if you turn it around and spin it on money lines, spreads, totals, and player props. So check out the Daily Boost, check out the Super Boost as well at Bet365, and go ahead and download the old app today. What do you got your eye on over there?
Well, I wanted to continue real fast before I tell you what the bet is, but I do want to say that it's kind of sad to me that when was the last time a guy won an MVP that wasn't considered an all-time great? It's not. It's
Steve McNair.
It's been. When did he win it?
Tied with Peyton in 03.
20 years. Yeah. It's that. Okay. Yeah. But nobody since then.
That was just the first.
Is Matt Ryan an all-time great?
No.
Okay, then he would be the guy.
Yeah.
All right. Is Cam Newton
before him?
Okay, right. But it seems to me that it's sad to me that a guy like Daniel Jones, who's the first player since at least 1950 to complete 2/3 of his passes, throw for at least 200 yards in each of his first 7 games of the season. It's not a season. He's got to do it for the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But if he leads the Colts to a top 2 seed in the AFC or something and he's the quarterback and these stats show just because his name is Daniel Jones and you didn't think much of him before the year doesn't mean he should be automatically like eliminated from possibility. That's not right. It's what TLC said. It's about this season, not what he was before, not what he will be next year. What he is now to this team.
I hear you. I don't believe in him
Maybe
as an
they're
MVP
too good of a
right
team
now
that he could win it.
But he's absolutely doing his part because he's not just getting by. Yes, he has the leading rusher with him in the same backfield in Jonathan Taylor, but he's also 5th in the league in passing yards right now in Daniel Jones. So he is doing his part, and the Colts have a chance to kind of clean up if they can maintain this team success when we talk awards with Coach of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, maybe MVP. Lou Anarumo is going to get some love for what he's doing with that defense. So, yeah, they are no doubt the surprise of this year's season. I don't think anybody saw this coming in. I think it speaks to what Indy believed they got in Shane Steichen coming from Indy. Yeah. And it goes to show that you can be a really, really good offensive mind, and if you don't have any type of competent play at quarterback, you can't showcase your skills as a head coach. And I think Shane Steichen is showing that right now because he had Anthony Richardson the last couple of years, and they couldn't do anything that well on offense. And now here they are.
Let me clear the air.
Yeah.
I did not cash out at the beginning of the game.
Okay.
A lot of people asking me last night. I appreciate the interest. They were listening.
Yeah.
You had a 60% cash out on Jahmyr Gibbs. If I cash out, I get 60%, let it ride, and he scores a touchdown. So I didn't cash out. You'd be proud of me. Before the game, I didn't. Because I thought, well, I don't have to cash out before the game. Let's see how it goes. Detroit's winning the toss. They're getting the ball.
Yeah.
And when Amon-Ra caught the first touchdown, I don't know when that was.
How were you feeling?
It was okay. And then they went on a stall. Then there was a stall, I think. And then I knew going into the game, this is what I told you guys on the air, but I thought the only way he was going to score is if he hit a home run or a double, like from beyond the 12 or something. Now, he did wind up scoring later.
He did get a double.
He did later.
Yeah.
But he hit a home run on a 78-yard or whatever.
Incredible.
And my stomach sunk. But so I cashed out. Still got the 60% because they didn't drop it after the first drive.
Yeah.
But I just think I've earned the right to take the profit, and I did. And I basically guaranteed that he was going to score the second I hit cash out.
Yeah,
like it was almost cosmic. Guaranteed it. But so for the people wondering, I did cash out.
Okay.
But now I have money to continue to entertain myself.
I mean,
gambling.
what a game Gibbs had. I mean, stat line's crazy.
It was
17 for a $136 on the ground and 2, and then through the air 3 for 82.
And he ran hard, even on that 4th and 1, to make sure he got that first down.
He's special. Special. I'm looking at Luka Doncic tonight. Luka Doncic tonight taking on the Golden State Warriors. No LeBron yet for the Lake Show, but I do like AR the plus 200 juice I can get for Luka to score 35 or more tonight. So that's what I am going to do. Give me Luka to Don plus 200 to score 35 or more against Jimmy B, Steph, and Draymond tonight. Anything else, AR? You good over there?
Jackets are plus 165 at Dallas. Ottinger's in for them. Elvis is in for the Jackets.
Okay.
So he's done this. Greaves, Elvis.
Yeah.
Like he's done this. He's stuck to the plan. And Elvis was very good early on in the last game. I think the bet to probably make would maybe be the under 6.5 on that game. Knowing that both goalies are good, I think that's where I'm probably going to go. Now, the $5 bet rides. Got to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And we could make up something here at plus 165. But I hate betting unders. Especially you get that empty biscuit at the end.
Yeah.
But let's ride that. You see, I wonder, I did pretty well in the first goal. But I probably wouldn't bet the Jackets to score the first goal. So I don't want to make that bet.
Puck drop for that one right around 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In app only.
And May the odds be ever in your favor.
TLC, I thought we were going to get a little I Got 5 on it drop. You cooked that up, didn't you? The other day. We were waiting
My
for you.
pet, here we go.
Oh, good.
We do.
There we go.
I'm going to play it again. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, it sounds good. I do like that. I like that.
See where we are as far as the bet goes, just to keep you guys informed. So at the beginning of the season, we just said we put $5 on every Jackets game on the money line. Now, TLC's idea was better, that if we lost, we had to double it. But I kind of
every win gets you plus $5.
Exactly. But
so by the third win of the season, you should be plus 15 in total.
Yeah,
the problem is losing streaks might kill you.
That's right. Especially at the end of the year.
Yeah, you might be on a 4-game losing streak betting $55 on one game.
That's why we didn't
betting 5.
That's why we didn't do it. So we are down only $4.25 for people keeping score at home.
Okay.
So if we win tonight, we're above. We're back in the black. So, but this will be a tough one. But I'm keeping track. We've been up $1.75 the most. We've been down as low as 8 1/4. So
there we go.
That's where we are. We'll find out where we are at the break, and then we'll have to reassess our strategy. We'll come back with our man Austin Ward in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Let's do a little day tripping.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Plumbing. Call us today at 1-800-FURNACE for all your plumbing and drain service needs. Yes, 1-800-FURNACE works for plumbing, too.
All right, he's our guy, Austin Ward, Ohio State football beat reporter, Letterman Row, The Fan, and 10 TV. Good to have you, A-Dub. How you feeling?
Fantastic. Great to be with you guys. Busy day down there in the Woody. Quick lightning round with Ryan Day, and then shut it down for the rest of this off week, at least for the media. The Buckeyes will be out there on practice for the next 3 days, but I am heading on vacation.
Was that the quickest presser you've been a part of today?
We had for off week, improvement week, enhancement week number 1, 15-minute session with Ryan Day, but that was supplemented by Matt Patricia and Brian Hartline. So not getting those guys today certainly felt like it's got to be the shortest Tuesday we've ever had, which, kind of makes sense. They're tired of us. It's 7 games in the bag and coming off of another win. I get it. And next week it'll be back to normal, I'm sure.
Does he, during this second bye week, any drastic changes that you see? He was peppered about the running game today. He was peppered about the O-line and where we are with things. And he was talking about can't have guys running free in the backfield, technique. It doesn't sound to me like he was going to make any personnel changes. What are you sensing?
Yeah, I think they will. I think that's about as blunt as Ryan Day is going to be, Anthony. And I know that there was conversation on Monday, and I think all of us who've watched the season and certainly paid attention through these 7 weeks, like there's only been one spot where they've continued to tinker and rotate. And first it was with Ethan Onyanwa going in at right guard, and then the last 3 games it's been Josh Padilla. I think that they are. Maybe it's not definite. You still have to go out there if you're Josh Padilla and practice really hard. They're on the practice field. I think right now, 2:30 or getting into meetings, get out there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You've got to earn that. But I think that they've seen about what they're going to get from Tegra Shabola, and that could be fine. Like they won another game in lopsided fashion in the Big Ten last week. Tegra was a key component of the national championship team a year ago, and I think even banged up, he played some of his best football. We thought he might get completely removed from the rotation in December and January a year ago, and he answered that challenge. And maybe the fact that it's you've got these 2 weeks of practice, maybe he can go respond to that and know that his job is potentially on the line. But when you're talking, Anthony, about any shakeups, you look elsewhere. I don't know that there's going to be a massive disruption to what Ohio State is doing in the backfield. The defense is pretty much entrenched with how that's going to look, and Ohio State is planning on having Lorenzo Styles back at nickel when they play Penn State in a week and a half. But I think that they, I asked specifically about Tegra Shabola and said that's going to be an ongoing evaluation, as it always is. But you circled back to the comment that you made about guys running free in the backfield. Lots of players have missed blocks. Like we can spread that around on the offensive line. But Ohio State has been pretty consistent with the approach that there's only been one spot where the door seems to be open, where there's actual concern. And I think that this is that opportune moment now with 2 weeks to prepare and potentially get Josh Padilla ready, where they're ready to actually walk through that frame.
So obviously, A-Dub, Wisconsin didn't offer much resistance for the Ohio State offense on Saturday. But to me, locking in on Julian, like I saw from him on a couple throws, especially that Ennis touchdown and the Tate touchdown to where he didn't dunk on 2 guys. The other one, like to me, A-Dub, that's championship accuracy from your quarterback. And to me, that translates to no matter who you're playing, A&M, Bama, Indiana, like those type of throws and those type of windows are just elite stuff there. And so while I know Wisconsin, they weren't going to offer much, to me, what we're seeing from Julian, I think you can equate that to when there's other talent out there at a higher level, he can make some of those same throws still.
Yeah, and I think, Maddie, it's important to mention on the 2 throws that you are talking about there with Ennis in the back of the end zone, that's a throw on the move. And then the first ball to Tate, he feels some of the pressure. It's coming from his right, and he slides to his left, and he buys enough time. So he's able to, in a lot of different ways, get himself in structure, get himself into the mechanics, get himself on platform to make these throws where that accuracy is unleashed. Because it's one thing to do it. We all know that Julian's saying if you're throwing on air, if it's 7-on-7, you don't have a pass rush, like he has otherworldly accuracy. That was the whole conversation throughout the offseason. But the next level of finding out, okay, are you going to be the guy to take Ohio State back to the college football playoff, to win talent-equated matchups, to get to a national championship game? It was like, all right, what happens when there's pressure? What happens when things break down? Can you get to the next thing? Can you get through the progression? Can you work outside the pocket? Can you run a little bit? He did that on Saturday as well. It was sort of like maybe not for the 3 of us talking right now, but maybe overlooked nationally play is pulling out his own read and getting 7-8 yards. Like he's showing all the things that are going to give defensive coordinators nightmares heading into November and beyond, because I don't know what you're supposed to do when you have to double Jeremiah Smith. You're starting to get to the point where you need to devote an extra level of attention to Carnell Tate. And now Julian Sayin is showing that he can get outside of the pocket and make some things happen, and that he's not going to be rattled, with his decision making when he gets out there as well. So it's the accuracy is one thing, but it's the ability to do that even when things aren't perfect that has to be really scary.
In your mind, does this feel like this team is better than last year's, or no?
Whew, man, it's crazy, Anthony. I think that the defense is more athletic. I think what grit and that's the part that I don't know. I can't know that. I don't know that I could willing to say that. Like Julian saying is special. Jeremiah is still Jeremiah. When we get to 3-4 games in a row against top 10 opponents, they're going to have to be able to run the football better than they have to this point. I'm not skeptical that they can't get that done. I think that the offensive line and the talent they have in the backfield, I think they will, when they start truly emphasizing that in a way that I don't believe that they have through the first 7 weeks, that it will be more productive. I don't think that, some of the comments, and we read into that with Ryan Day and maybe too much, like he has said all along, he feels like it's been solid. And last week he said on Wednesday, just something I don't recall him ever saying, like that they haven't schemed up explosive stuff for the run game. I think that they'll get to that, but this defense, I think, is even better and more athletic and more versatile and more dynamic. And I'm running out of ways to describe it, what Matt Patricia has done, what Arvell Reese has brought, the way that Caden Curry is elevating Caden McDonald. You still can build around Caleb Downs, of course, and, IGB. Like these guys are playing at a level that I don't know that I've ever seen before. And those guys a year ago were great, but I think a lot of what made them great was veteran experience and, certainly getting the stops that they had to in red zone and goal-to-go situations. We all know, how great they were when it mattered most, but they did not, in my opinion, sustain it week after week after week after week at this level of elite dominance, the way the Silver Bullets are right now. And I think when you're talking about winning a championship, and to use that old cliche, like the defenses win that, and there's not a defense that is close to this one. And I think that I would say they're better than a year ago.
Yeah, if they had to line up against each other and play, obviously Jeremiah cancels Jeremiah out. And so I feel like if you did put both teams against each other in a certain way, it's weird. I feel like I would take last year's if I had to just take him against this year's team. But the red zone defense that this team has shown this year is the absolute key. And what happened early in the season and what's happened along the way, that they just don't let teams into the end zone all that much. Now, when they get tested down the road, they'll have to continue to pass that test big time. But yeah, they have it all right now. We'll just see what happens when it counts the most, because that's what that team last year has that no one's taking away. All right, bud, enjoy your vacay.
All right, will do. Thanks, guys. Talk to you next week.
Bud. Good convo with our friend Austin Ward, Letterman Row, and the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline.
Fellas, listen closely, because I want to talk to you about the Columbus Men's Clinic, because there's guys, you get to a certain point in your life to where you just don't have it like you used to. You don't have the old fastball like you used to in life. If you've been dealing with low T issues, if you've been dealing with ED issues, get on over to the Columbus Men's Clinic. Take it from me. I had never got my blood work looked at. I was a little nervous about it, guys. I'm not going to lie. I went to the Columbus Men's Clinic, and they just took care of me. They eased my nerves. The team over there can do the same thing for you. So there's no guesswork, guys. There's no gimmicks at all. It's just real science and effective treatments. Be careful of some of the things you see online. So you get some places that promise one thing and then they just don't deliver. At the Columbus Men's Clinic, all they do is deliver, and it's affordable and it's accessible, guys. You'll get consultation, including blood work, at just $99. You will get results before you leave the building. So again, take it from me, guys. I've been feeling so much more confident about my health since I left the Columbus Men's Clinic. I want the same for you. Take care of yourself. Hit them up at 614-300-7400, or you can visit them at columbusmensclinic.com. Again, their number is 614-300-7400, or you can find them online at columbusmensclinic.com.
We come back with Tell the Truth. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Give the gift everyone wants.
Fun in your own game room.
Billiards Plus has gifts for everyone. Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, card tables, grills, and more. With professional delivery and installation, you'll beat the last-minute scramble. Reserve yours now. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Get ready, because the Clayton Clayton Homes Red Tag sale is officially here, and it's the best time of the year to buy your dream home. For a limited time, they're slashing prices, offering you the chance to save thousands on select in-stock homes. These are move-in ready homes with unbelievable markdowns, but only while supplies last. These homes are designed with energy efficiency in mind. You'll stay warm and cozy this winter and comfortable year-round. Lower energy bills, better indoor comfort. Yes, please. So whether you're looking for more space, your first home, or just a great deal, now's the time to make it happen. But don't wait. These homes are priced to move, and when they're gone, they're gone. Visit your local Clayton Homes to find out which homes are part of the sale and lock in your savings today. The Red Tag Sale going on now at Clayton Homes locations and online at theredtagsale.com. Terms and conditions for the Red Tag Sales event at redtagsale.com. Available only at participating Clayton Homes family of brands retailers through 12/31. Amounts of savings may be limited. Ask for details. May not be available with certain financing. Lender restrictions apply.
Hey friends, Beamer here. In the spirit of Halloween, Awaken 180 is offering free consultations. Learn how scary fast and how scary easy losing weight can be. For mine, I brought all the questions, and in the end, Awaken 180 was an absolute no-brainer for me. Determine if Awaken 180 is right for you. The free consultations end October 31st. Reserve by phone only at 844-346-1800. For details and the number, visit awaken180weightloss.com. Scary easy with scary fast results.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is your friend with the truck.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
All our people are in uniforms.
And our trucks are clean and shiny.
And big.
We leave spaces empty and clean.
For you.
1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
You've heard about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Yeah, that's an old one. My dad told that one to me. But when it's your real feet, it's not a game. It's awful. Hey, it's Anthony. I had pain in my feet and my lower back, so I went to the Good Feet store and got the support I needed in my shoes that changed the game for me. I went in and they personally fit me for arch supports that would be perfect for my feet. The fitting process is simple. They ask the right questions about exactly what I was experiencing and the lifestyle I want to be able to live. They professionally measured my feet and arch size, and before I knew it, I was wearing my new arch supports home. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I'm a customer. I have their 3-step system put into all of my shoes. Get professionally fitted at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
College football is more chaotic than ever. New rivals, new rules, and a brand new season of Fansville. Are you fan enough to handle the drama? Then grab an ice-cold Dr. Pepper from your local Kroger and buckle up for the season. College football. It's a Pepper thing. College football fans, listen up. You can catch Carnell Tate and Dr. Pepper on November 17th. We'll be at the new Kroger at 7525 Gardwell Street in Powell from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Stop by to get your photo with Carnell Tate. See you there.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Sunday, a day of rest, relaxation, and Browns football. Catch the Brownies as they battle the Patriots on The Fan 2.
Live fan coverage starts Sunday at 11 on AM 1460 and The Fan's HD2.
Your home of the Browns, The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Patriot Air Comfort Systems and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com now.
TLC, before you take us home, you guys know that like James Franklin and Billy Napier and Mike Norvell, all these guys are represented by Jimmy Sexton?
I did
all
not
of them?
know that. Very, very famous.
I mean, how much
Agent.
money is that guy going to be raking in?
What's he get? What
buyouts?
What do they get? 3%? What are agents getting down to?
Whatever their agreement would
It's a
be.
nice cut. Nice cut for sure.
I mean, who knows? They could be getting more, but millions and millions are flying around in the buyout season.
Yeah.
And this dude is just
raking it in.
Yeah.
Raking it in. Good for him. Good for him. I don't know if I'd want to be an agent, AR. It's a grind. It's got to be a grind. Got all these.
You got to go to law school, man.
You got to do that, and
Maybe.
you got to deal with these owners and GMs and cranky players and their camps, and just it's a lot. I know financially it's a great gig, especially when you can cash in on some of the deals you're talking about, and even bigger deals that we're seeing from some of these athletes. But that's got to be a stressful gig.
So Saban retired. He gets raises for Lanny, Norvell, and Sarkisian. He puts Kalen DeBoer at Bama. Like, this is who this guy is.
Unbelievable.
And I'm sure he's still getting a piece of Saban in some way. Anyway, good for him.
Now you
Robust.
got me thinking of who else he represents.
Yeah, even get his client list.
I've got a quick Google search tells me Derrick Henry, J.J. Watt, Matthew Stafford, Daniel Jones, formerly Julio Jones, Eli Manning. So, yeah, he's a dude. He's legit.
I would say.
He's legit. TLC, what do you got?
First of all, thank you to Gary Pettit for approving my Ohio State basketball credentials for the season. Thank you very much. We got early returns.
Look at that gong. Jeez.
First and last
That
name.
was quite a gong.
Shout out to Gary, though.
I was checking
Thanks for approving a guy in the media for getting a credential.
I like what the guy...
I had like 7 emails, and I was like, what happened
was
during
there a
this
chance
show?
you weren't going to be credentialed?
No, I was going to.
I mean, his brother works over there.
I was going to say, you got a
could've got
backstage
him, man.
pass.
Of course. Of course. I like TLC that you're putting in work, though. You went to the Jackets game this week, grinded that, and now you're getting ready for basketball season. Now we just got to get you to the point to where, as we learned from AR, you got to ask the tough/important questions at the pressers.
I can do that at basketball games. I can't do that at hockey games.
All right.
I got a long way to go, hockey knowledge-wise, before we can even begin to start talking about asking questions. I'm going to go up there and, hey, how was your forecheck today?
Hey,
there we go.
Fine. It's a perfectly sane question to ask.
I'll just...
Maybe just stick with that one.
I'll preface my questions with, tough question at the presser. How was your forecheck today?
I'll be the one to ask the tough question.
Oh, man.
Might as well be me.
Forecheck, back check, paycheck.
Early returns on the poll. At this point, do you now view this season as championship or bust?
Oh, where's this?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you got to tell me. What do you think? Percentage-wise.
Buckeye fan voting on whether they think this season has now become anything less than a championship is a bust. I just think it's a lot about Michigan for them still. It is. I got to right that wrong. So I don't think it's going to be overwhelming championship or bust. 70-30.
Ooh, okay. Which way?
Championship or bust, like in favor of that it is.
I'm a little surprised you went that high. Yeah. I'm gonna go 51-49.
Oh, that close.
Yes, I think this is airtight.
Wow.
Price is Right rules. Matt wins.
Where are we at? Where's it at?
Right in the middle, 60-40.
Okay.
Where I was gonna go.
Actually, technically, he was closer by 1%.
Man.
So even if we didn't implement the worst game show rules in the history of the world,
stupid rule,
you'd still be okay. National Reptile Awareness Day. Is having a pet snake a red flag as a human being? If you meet somebody new, not like one of your buddies.
Yeah.
If you meet someone new and they invite you over and it's like, hey, just so you know, I just want to give you a warning because some people find it weird. I have a pet snake.
It is.
Are you finding an excuse to not go over to their house?
It's to me, it's a semi-red flag because it means that it's a status pet. It's a status pet. Let's be honest. It's a status
pet.
And
That's
then the other part is that
they want that edgy image.
For some reason, you apparently like to feed it a mouse. Or you like to,
I don't know.
Hey, look, all the friends, come on over. I'm going to get the feed. To me, it's.
And you really like your electric bill getting blown out by that lamp.
Yeah, I feel it's different than if you own like a lizard or like a.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, AR. What else would qualify as a status pet?
Iguanas.
Oh. Okay.
I think, unfortunately, in the world that I partake in, the humane agent world, that there are status breeds. And people get status breeds for exactly that.
Okay.
And sometimes status breeds are not, they're exactly what they are. They're not looked at as loving creatures that deserve every ounce of what they should be getting. And then it's just, that's all. I don't get too deep into it.
No, I got you. I just had never heard that term before. I like it. I can't, yes, I would look at someone a little different, right? If I walk into their crib and we got a snake pit going on or whatever, it looks like I can't, that's uncomfortable for me. TLC, I can't even.
You're not going to be playing the flute and watching them rise out of the basket?
Yeah, no. I'm good on any of that type of stuff.
That's like a cobra.
I can barely do worms outside when it starts to rain.
That's annoying.
Like, let alone a snake. Yeah. It's just their movements. Like, no, it creeps me out.
I mean, it's cool when you see them at, like, in the reptile house at the zoo. Like, I have no problem with that. Yeah. Like, they're probably having a great time under that heat lamp. But if I walk into your house and you have a ball python that you can't wait to, let me wrap him around my neck and walk around with him at the state fair, you know. And like,
I won't even come in your house if you're trying to do that. Let's just stay outside.
Yeah. What is that?
That's good. Hey, before we go, if you missed anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up. Wherever you get your podcast, all you got to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3. We'll be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the podcast as well. Bet365 is the sponsor of the Rothman and Ice podcast. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. Jen Winters stops by today, so don't move. AR, tomorrow. Little Hounds?
Hockey and Hounds. On an off day, Zach will join us at 2:30. And we'll have Carp.
Shefty Bobby.
At 1:30.
There we go.
Bobby at 12:30.
Fish,
reverse
sheet.
order.
Here we
Fish.
go.
Shefty Bobby, Zach Wierenski.
Here we go.
Odds are that he heard that. What are they?
I'm going to put 15% on that. Yeah, 15%. I got my meeting with him in about 2 minutes.
15.85.
I'm going a little bit lower than 15.
Okay. We'll talk to you tomorrow at high noon. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We've test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday